media person. That's about.
I think we both are in a good space. You won't see either of us suiting up, shockingly, right?
Yeah. No, I've told the story once on the air, maybe twice. I quit spring ball going into 10th grade year because Larry Simmons was our coach. He'd go on with that group of guys to win a state championship. But basically against the varsity, I'm running routes and I'm doing like 5-yard curls, and the varsity starting DBs are just lighting me up. And they're like, and me, I've got an opinion about everything. I was like, Coach, let's run different routes so they don't know what we're running, because the route was a 5-yard curl. And everybody was in a line, and we'd run a 5-yard curl, and whoever was on the other side knew it was a 5-yard curl, and they'd just light you up. I was getting hit in the back every time, and I'm like, this is no fun.
Not fun.
Yep. And I couldn't jump rope. And
you couldn't jump rope, really?
Yeah, still can.
Did you not develop that skill?
Yeah. And in the off season, back then, they didn't let you do fake jump ropes. You had to actually jump rope, and they would just cuss me out during workouts. Come on, Dunaway.
Forrester's cracking me up. Jimmy QB coach would be incredible. Not the decision I would have made. Forrester, that was gold. Thank you for that.
Oh, you got to pick that receiver, huh?
Not what I would have done there.
Yeah, I thought the other one was open.
That is so good.
All right, before we get to trash today, and Tyler has it for us, a reminder, Michelson Laser Vision, a great decision Lance made a little over 25 years ago, was called Dr. Mark Michelson, and now Dr. Jennifer Michelson. They're the leaders in the field of LASIK surgery. They've been that for over decades. They are the champions of the field. And Lance had told you that it was a great decision for him, changed his eyesight forever, 2015 fighter pilot vision. You can get details at michelsonlaservision.com to see all the services they offer. And you can get a consultation just like I did. Listen, I wasn't a candidate for LASIK surgery, but most people are. And you can get rid of those glasses forever with great folks right there at michelsonlaservision.com, michelsonlaservision.com. Tyler, hit it, man.
I do not want anything that carries the Starbucks logo on this church property. You hear me? That is Lilith 1,000%. I've studied it. It is a demon. It is sexual deviance. I am done with I've been done with Starbucks for a long time. It's communist coffee anyhow. You can go and drink a gallon of Starbucks today. That's fine. Don't you bring in cups in this room. If I see it, I'm going to tell you to take it out. You hear me? I'm telling you, that company is not only one of the most godless companies on the planet, they are full-blown 1,000% a witch's coven. I promise you it's the facts.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Is that the longest trash opener?
Store has you covered with whatever you need. Head over to nextround.store and start filling your cart up now. When you wear your gear, make sure to let us know by posting on socials, and you might just end up seeing yourself during a commercial break. Go browse now at nextround.store and place your order before the break ends.
Since you listened to my last message so well and got rid of those cargo shorts and stained t-shirts, it's time to replace them with Rhoback. Go to Rhoback.com and click on the Refresh collection to find all that you need for an EG-approved wardrobe. It includes pieces that will have you ready to hit the golf course after a busy day of meetings, or comfy favorites for travel and working from home. Get 20% off using code TNR20. See, I'm saving you some money. As we all know, there's no off season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Auburn, join us over on thebarnauburn.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on thebarnauburn.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
The gang's back together again. Big parts of the DNA. Lance and Ryan back from a little vacation. The guys behind the glass as we work 19 days away from the start of the college football season. We started exhibition football while you were gone. Full slate of NFL exhibition football coming up this week. as we get going. Football season's here. Brown, I missed your tweet. I was on vacation, I guess, when you sent out.
I didn't send it out
on August 1st.
I didn't send it out. I'm losing my touch, man. What was I? Normally August 1st. Welcome to.
This is Doug Layton, right?
No, that's 90 days out.
Yeah, that's way back in the summer.
Yeah,
August 1st.
We missed that show too.
August 1st is we have football every month until
March.
Yeah.
I guess I could still send it technically. I mean
you could.
Yeah, I mean, we had the one game.
Yeah, but it was in July. We haven't had a game. I guess July 1st I should have sent it.
Yeah.
As it turns out, I needed to go back and do that in July, right?
That was the earliest I think the Hall of Fame Classic's ever been. I don't know if they've ever done it in July before.
I don't
Maybe
remember. It's normally it used to hit on August 3rd a lot. It felt like. I know that's impossible because I used to play it on a Sunday, but it always felt like it's the first week of August. One reason it's early is because they moved it to Thursday. They used to not play that on Thursday. Remember that?
They used
to
to play on Monday.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I remember it being a Sunday night game a lot, the NBC Sunday night crew doing it.
I remember the Monday Night Football crew doing it back in the day. Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah.
I'd forgotten that part of it. I watched a little bit of it.
I watched a lot of it.
Did you really?
I had the Chargers, +1.
That ticket cashed.
Yeah.
You were 1-0 in football season already.
Yeah, we talked about it last week with, how good Trey Lance looked. It's backups on backups, but that was probably the most comfortable he'd looked as a pro.
Well, look, this Charger team I think is going to be really, really good. Obviously, the AFC West is completely loaded. I think it's funny that, I'm predicting kind of the decline of the Chiefs. And decline, I'm talking about, going from 15-2 to winning 11 or 12 games. But everybody believes this Chiefs team is going to be better this year.
Wow. I mean, at some point, it's got to play out a little bit, you would think.
I mean, the only way you're better is if you win the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, you got to win the whole thing.
We'll start with a little NFL blend with college. When the SEC and ESPN teamed up, right, it was a little bit of a gamble. Like reports have ESPN getting no Big Ten stuff in the future, no basketball, nothing. That it's all going to Fox. That the Big Ten is not going to be with ESPN, ABC, even in basketball and such like that. That's how the future contracts are working out. On Friday when the show was done, reports came out. Now this just shows you what a good place the SEC's in my opinion. That the NFL has worked out a deal now where they now own, as soon as it's approved, at least 10% equity of ESPN. And ESPN and Disney are partnering with the NFL, and ESPN's buying the Red Zone, the NFL Network, 7 more NFL games, and in the NFL, who is the best sports business model, I believe, in the world, now is going to have 10% equity of ESPN and ABC.
Amazing how much this thing has flipped. If we went back 30 years ago, even as big as the NFL was, back in 1995, you would have thought the ESPN was bigger than the NFL. And one day ESPN could have 10% of the NFL. But the NFL, this just shows you how big of a flex and how big of a brand it is for them to start acquiring equity in some of the biggest broadcast entities in the world. Is pretty amazing.
Well, and I think it shows you the NFL doesn't think ESPN's going anywhere anytime soon, right? Why would they want 10% of a company that they think is on the downturn, as some people seem to
it's a
think
multi-billion-dollar deal, and, ESPN's getting the NFL Red Zone, which is profitable.
Right.
They're getting the NFL Network, which apparently they use the SEC Network as a comparison, that the way ESPN uses the SEC Network and their personalities, expect the same thing with the NFL Network, still being the NFL Network under the ESPN umbrella, and, cross-promoting and using of talent on both of the networks. It just, I make the point is that the SEC, if they were, picking sides here, I like the side they end up picking. And ESPN and ABC, I don't know if Greg Sankey, when they were deciding television partners to move away from CBS to get into bed exclusively with ABC, ESPN, I don't know if they gave them a wink and a nod that, hey, down the road, we think we're going to be in bed with the NFL. But I like the side the SEC chose. Not that Fox is anything wrong, not that they're going anywhere. They're very strong too. But I like the fact that, hey, 10% equity, that the NFL owns a chunk of your company. That's a power move there.
So in a sense, the NFL owns a chunk of the SEC broadcast rights.
Sort of.
I mean, in a roundabout way, the NFL and the SEC are semi-business partners now.
Yep.
Which is, to your point, where I want to be, right?
That's where I want to be.
Like, if you tell me I can have a cut of the NFL, I'm like, where do I sign up? You know, how much is that going to cost me?
And
where do I
again,
sign
the
up?
power of the NFL, because ESPN, although they're still making a ton of money, treading a little water PR-wise maybe, but I think this solidifies the NFL. Or the ESPN is saying, hey, look, we've got the biggest brand is now bought into this. I mean, ESPN is still a brand, and I don't think that brand's ever going anywhere. But if you looked at the NFL, SEC, and ESPN is the shakiest of the three.
The NFL who and ESPN?
SEC.
Well, here's the problem with ESPN is the only thing that works on there, and it's what all the networks are learning, is the only thing that works is live sports play-by-play. That is the only thing that mass Americans watch live now. Everything else has become an on-demand world. The only thing they watch live is play-by-play sports in masses. Now, I'm not to say that's, nobody watches live TV anymore, but fewer and fewer people do. So ESPN wants as much of that as they can get, but you can't fill 24 hours with live. So they got to spend money elsewhere, right? They got to still do sports centers and things like that, which are not as profitable. Whereas the NFL, the only thing they do is live sports events, and that's profitable. And the SEC, the only thing they do is live sports events. Now, they're doing some that are less profitable because they've also got to support the non-revenue sports. The NFL doesn't have to do that. So in a sense, I think you're correct on that, yeah.
I don't think ESPN had the money back in the day, but I thought the interesting thing is when we fell in love with the network, they were doing nothing but live sports.
Well, they were doing, and it was America's Cup sailing. Like, it wasn't something in Australian rules football back in the day.
Yeah.
And stuff I had no interest in.
And even bringing back, like, old home run derbies.
Yeah,
but, I
yeah.
mean, it was all sports programming. There was none of the get up or the first take.
That's right. But I do think long term, Jim, to your point, if I'm in business with somebody that's in business with the NFL, I feel like I'm in a good spot right there.
Yeah, I used to enjoy waking up and getting the last whatever Sports Center from the night before, being able to watch it the next morning over coffee, a bowl of cereal, whatever, before I went to work, just turning on Sports Center. And I believe there is one now on ESPN2 where they have a live Sports Center opposite of these hot take shows.
I will still say this, though, about ESPN. I don't know if you guys do this, but my wife and I were jumping hotel to hotel as we traveled this past week. And one of the first things I do when I'm in a hotel and turn the TV on is I locate ESPN. I still do that.
I don't do it anymore.
You don't do it anymore? I still get on the channel guide. Well, I mean.
I did not watch any live TV when I was out of town last week. I really don't watch any unless it's, a sporting event.
But a lot of times, and I'm with you on that, but a lot of times in a hotel room, I'll just have the TV on as background noise. I'm not necessarily watching it, but, it's just otherwise quiet in a hotel room, and I don't really like the quiet. I want a little sound in there.
But back to Sports Center, I bet there was a 40-year period where I saw Sports Center at least once a day about 90% of that time.
100%.
And I catch the end of Sports Center a lot of mornings going into First Take if I'm watching First Take or Get Up. Let me pull that back. Get Up, because the last Sports Center, I guess, ends at 7 a.m. Central Time. But, man, I catch maybe a piece of it.
I do. The one I watch most is the Monday night one that comes on after Monday Night Football, when they go to Van Pelt after Monday Night Football. Yeah. Because generally in that one they do the Bad Beats, which is my favorite Sports Center segment. I think that comes on Monday nights.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. I catch the Van Pelt more than I do anybody else.
Yeah.
He's the face of Sports Center for me now, and really the face of ESPN. But I just wanted to bring up that huge deal that went down on Friday that I think shows a pretty good place of the media partners chose by the Southeastern Conference into some college football conversation as we get going here in our opening segment. One guest today, Andy Staples, is with us at 10 Central. He'll start hour 2 off. Andy, always wonderful from his perch there on On3 Sports. Several things to get to, including Lance's latest play at lanceslock.com. Lanceslock.com, brought to you by Hemphill.
4 straight winning days for you. Jump on board. More Major League Baseball winners. Dudaway said we will have a full slate of NFL preseason action starting this Thursday. We're going to have a major preseason package coming up. So check it out, lanceslock.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, they're there for your health. And not just men, they'll take care of the women in your life as well. But for the guys listening, From prostate health and early detection to kidney stones and everything in between, they have you covered with 16 wonderful locations near you. Find the one and make an appointment that's closest and convenient for you, 205-930-0920, or Urology Centers, Alabama.com. For over 70 years, UCA has provided state-of-the-art, patient-centered urologic care with integrity and compassion. That's why I use Urology Centers, Alabama.com, and you should too, Urology Centers, Alabama.com. We'll talk Alabama-Auburn camp, hear from those that been making headlines at Alabama and Auburn camp in a second. But what's going on with some of these videos in the SEC, social media folks, maybe coaching staffs? I guess we'll start first in Knoxville, Forrester. Tennessee, quarterback battle going on. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be, right?
I think people assume Aguilar.
I think it's Aguilar just because of the experience. I would be really surprised if he isn't rolled out there as QB1.
Yeah, so the video that Tennessee sent out from practice, they're making sure nobody guesses the quarterback. Okay, there's a catch. All right. Now we're going to flip it around. Let's see a play. We're going to blur out the quarterbacks.
So he's blurred?
Yeah. Quarterbacks are blurred out in that video.
That was a pick, though. That wasn't a completion. I think that was a pick.
I think,
offense in white.
So they're blurring quarterbacks every video, so you can't tell who the quarterbacks are.
Or who threw the pick. Maybe that was it. Wow, that is next level paranoia right there.
See, there we go.
All right.
There's the blurred picture there. Can't let see who the quarterback is. We're blurring every quarterback throwing balls.
I mean, that's crazy, man.
I mean, that just shows you that you're not really confident in either quarterback, right?
Or you're trying to play that game of not knowing who the starter is going to be.
But if you've got two bad quarterbacks, what does it matter?
That's true.
Like, I don't think there's much expectation at all for this Tennessee team. I thought it was interesting over the weekend. I saw Bill Connolly, is that right, from ESPN?
Yeah.
He did his top active 20 or 25 coaches. He had Josh Heupel as second best coach in college football.
Wow.
Well, the list was ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous.
There had to be some algorithm explanation.
Kirby
to it.
Smart was number 3.
Oh, well.
It was.
Throw it away now.
Oh, it was very. I mean,
who
it was
was number 1? Ryan Day?
No, but like Kiffin was in front of Brian Kelly.
I have no problem with that.
Heupel, though, being in front of Kirby, and Heupel, is 0-4 against Kirby? Is that right? Or 0-5?
Wow.
I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point is, we are going to know how good of a coach Heupel is, because if Heupel can pull it out of his ass and win 9 or 10 games this year.
Oh, my gosh, against that schedule?
Yeah, and with kind of the unproven quarterback, with really good quarterbacks. You've seen him, with Hendon Hooker, that offense was legit.
It really was. No, absolutely. Hendon Hooker was fantastic in that offense. All right, so what do you think Tennessee's record is? Just right now, if you had to give me a Tennessee record, you would say what? 8-4, 9-3?
I would go 7-5.
7-5.
I mean, they're projected anywhere from 8th to 11th in the SEC.
No, but I think most people are thinking 7 or 8 wins for Tennessee. I think that's where most people fall.
I think the win total in Vegas is 7.5.
Yeah, I think 8 wins is a good job by Josh Heupel.
Okay.
If he got 9, you start considering him coach of the year.
If Nico were the quarterback and had never left, what would you project the win total at?
I said this last week. If you had a choice between Boo Carter being happy at camp, in practice, and 100% in good standing, or Nico, I'd rather have Boo Carter. They're all freshmen, all everything, best player on the roster.
Boy, it's hard to say you want a DB over a quarterback, but I get what you're saying. I mean, it is a discussion which tells you how Nico had played.
I think Nico was a question mark anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, if Nico's the quarterback, would you feel better than 7-5? Would you think 8-4?
I would, just because looking at the schedule now, they're going to be favored at least on paper right now in 9 games. So if I'm a Tennessee fan, I'm like, well, damn, we should win those 9, and then we should steal another one. We should be. I would sell myself on a path back to the college football playoff. I don't think it's realistic.
It's a hard sell, yeah.
But I thought this was going to be the year. Like, there wasn't a lot asked of Nico last year. It was Dylan Sampson, run the football, play great defense, don't make mistakes. And really, Nico didn't make a lot of mistakes. He just didn't hit a lot of open receivers. But I thought there was going to be a big jump this year for Nico.
And we've discussed that a lot, Jim, is that everybody focuses on the Nico loss because of how newsworthy it was. Dylan Sampson's the bigger of the 2 losses. Like, I think if you told a Tennessee fan, you could trade Nico for Dylan Sampson. Like, I got to lose Nico, but I get Dylan Sampson back, and I got to start Joey Aguilar. I think every Tennessee fan takes that.
I mean,
don't you think Tennessee fans would accept that deal?
Probably so. I mean, based on the fact that it seemed like he just grinded away games.
That's right.
He rushed for 1,500 yards and 22 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, I mean, if the choice was you either get Aguilar and Dylan Sampson or Nico and no Dylan Sampson, I think most Tennessee fans would say, I'll roll the dice with Aguilar and I'll take Dylan Sampson.
But do you not think that the next running back could put up Dylan Sampson-like numbers because of the system and the offensive line?
Could, but I know Dylan Sampson could put up Dylan Sampson-like numbers.
Big numbers. I mean, he averaged right at 6 yards a carry. And if I'm Nico on the other side, he's taking on the bad PR, and maybe a lot of it's deserved. But I also say I didn't play with elite receivers.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're absolutely right.
Remember, Hendon Hooker had elite receivers.
He did. NFL receivers.
Now to the – listen, I would have never caught this next one. Forrester's the one that pointed it out to me.
Just spilled my water. I'm sorry.
Forrester, explain to me why you – I mean, you caught this. Obviously, it was a big thing all over social media. When you sent me the video first, I had to think for a second. Then I had to go look for the answer. I do this with the New York Times crossword puzzle sometimes.
The Wordle?
They've got the answers online. So we do connections and some of this New York Times game stuff. They help the mind stay sharp. And sometimes I'm on the other side of the table cheating while Maggie's like, so what do you think? They've got teams, both college teams, both in Texas and California, 3 letters. And I'm like, ACC? And she's like, oh, yeah, that fits. So, but sometimes I don't know the answer, so I'm cheating on the other side. So I had to cheat on this one to figure out why. What did LSU do over the weekend? And did you notice it instantly when they had it up there? And do you think it's a big deal?
Well, I don't know how big of a deal it is, but I did notice it instantly. Brown and LT, are you guys familiar at all with what's going on with LSU and their social media team?
Nope.
So I discovered this based on why they deleted the video. So it's unfair to ask me, but I am with Jim. I don't think I would have initially called
Okay,
this.
then you can ask me, Forrester, because I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to put up the deleted video.
Okay.
And I want you to see if there's anything that jumps out.
It's just a hype video, right?
It's just a hype video, yes. Here we go.
I already saw it.
There you go.
Lance got it framed. I would not have caught that.
The scissor lift tower.
No, I know.
Yeah, with Brian Kelly and Notre Dame and the kid that died.
Wow. Well, that just doesn't pop to mind for me
neither.
Like that, but boom, there you are. That's exactly what it was.
But let me say this. If you wouldn't have, if I just would have seen that in the wild, I probably wouldn't have thought anything about it. But just because you said that, but that's one of those that you've kind of got to know the room, right?
So on Sunday night, I send Forrester stuff and
what's the point of that anyway?
Yeah, I know. It's the first frame, Jim.
It's like the worst first frame ever.
No, you know what it is? I'm telling you, it's a social media director, not a big Brian Kelly fan. And it's almost
I kind of thought the same thing. I wonder if there was a motive or something.
Yeah, it's a subliminal jam because there is no way that you would just like Bear Bryant back in the day when he had his tower before anybody else.
Well, that's what
I
was
can
looking.
understand that.
I was looking. Is Brian Kelly in the tower?
No,
that's what I was looking for.
No, that is it's such a weird first
Yeah,
frame.
it's a useless first frame.
It is. I mean, it's your hype video, and you start with an empty tower.
You know what's even eerier? If you pulled that and that happened to be the same tower that was in South Bend.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know if that's really in Baton Rouge, do we?
I don't know that to be true. And it's in it looks like it's in black and white to me.
Well, it's South Bend weather.
Next level conspiracy now.
Yeah. Because you're right, because it was a stormy day when that incident, that sad incident happened.
Yeah, because they were a couple of people that advised that don't think they should be up there.
Yeah, because I sent Forrester the blurred Tennessee video, and he's like, "That's interesting. Did you see the one LSU did?" And I was like, "I did not." Educate me. And he sent this back, and I watched it the first time and never thought anything about it. But they yanked it down off social media. But you know how social media is.
It's forever. That's how it is.
Yeah, 60,000 people grabbed it instantly. I don't know if you guys ever do that. If something's posted, I know when social media first started, Brown, we were really good about doing this. When somebody posted something, like I screenshotted it quick, I was like, they're going to go back and delete that at some point.
All the time.
Yeah.
And the thing here, like the last thing Brian Kelly needs is any of these side distractions. Like, it is such an important year. And I got asked again over the weekend, man, how good do you think LSU is going to be? And it's like everybody just assumes, like, in year 4, like, he is so due to be good. So I think everybody is on this LSU bandwagon, but game 1 is super important on the road against Clemson.
Right.
And stuff like this is, like, just unneeded clutter for Brian Kelly.
Again, I'll just go back. I don't want to overdo this, but, like, if they pay – I mean, like, the social media video thing is so big for these colleges now. It's all recruiting. Yeah. I mean, it is all recruiting for these colleges. They pay big money to these social media departments and these video departments to put out these what we call in the business a sizzle reel. You know, and for somebody they're paying that kind of money, it's like, all right, guys, here we go. Practice open. First cut of the sizzle reel. What are we going to go with? Let's go with the empty coaches tower. All right, we got cut 1. What are we going with next? Oh, battle between our 2 best players. I mean, it's just like,
I'm telling you, not the last we've heard of this story.
I mean,
that was planted.
I don't get caught. I do like some conspiracies, not all of them. That one's just weird, Jim, because, you know, you've worked in the business. Scott, you've worked in the business. There's no way you start a video with an empty coach's tower.
Well, that has to go through so many channels, too. Like, you know, how many people see that before it goes out?
Well, clearly not Brian Kelly.
Well, and look, there could be some symbolism there. Empty coach's tower. Like, what has he done to earn his money up until this point? I mean, whatever it was, I think it was more a subliminal shot at what happened in South Bend. But you could read it however you want, but it makes no sense unless it had to have been a shot at Brian Kelly.
It's weird, Jim. Weird.
Yeah. I never thought about it being an inside job, but it is such an odd first shot. What would you have put in there, Forrester? What was your first shot?
Anything other than that.
Well,
anything.
Play the video again. Like, it immediately goes to, and I don't know who the 2 players are because I don't know LSU's roster right off the top of my head.
But it goes to camp.
Yeah, I mean, it immediately goes to, like, some sort of one-on-one battle. Like the whole second shot. All right, we get this. Well, now we got people putting on pads. Yeah. I mean, but even
see, you're outside then inside.
That's right.
Now, we're doing it backwards there for us.
Yeah, and now we go to action. I mean,
do we get a positive shot of Brian Kelly in this video at all?
I don't know. Let it roll.
I haven't seen the full thing. This is just, you know, what somebody grabbed before it got yanked down.
Yeah. My first shot, Forrester, would have been. First of all, you caught me 16 times last week. Do we know that is legitimately what LSU sent out?
Yes,
okay.
the LSU sent that out.
Yeah. Did you get tripped up a couple times?
I had to block an account. Nothing made it on the air, but every time I'd send Forrester something from one account, he's like, Jim, not real.
It's easy
Jim,
to get
it's not
tripped
real.
up.
Tyler finally said, just block it. Block that account. It's going to help you, old man. Cleat, cleat, cleat sound. Them walking out. That's what I would have started with.
In black, like it's darkness.
Yeah. Little nat sound burst off the top.
Yeah.
Or even highlights of, like, I mean, you've got legitimately some of the best in Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Anything but an empty coach's tower.
Yeah. Drone shot. Onto the practice field.
You're in SEC school. Your budget is near unlimited in terms of what you can spend on getting shots.
Mike the Tiger roaring.
Yeah, anything, Scott. Yeah. Anything but an empty coach's tower.
Fake Mike the Tiger being pulled out, drug out before Alabama drug LSU off the field. Anything's better than that. All right, Odie's, and then we'll do one more big thing in our opening segment here. Tell us about Odie's.
Me and Brown will be back out there on Wednesday night. Looking forward to that. Had a little opportunity. Had a buddy in town. Wanted to go by Odie's. He hadn't been in there in a while, so we went by on Saturday night. Got some of that live music every Friday and Saturday, but great food all of the time from our friends at Odie's Tavern, the original location in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. From the award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Of course, the Odie's famous cup cocktails and those styrofoam cups. Get to see Will Avery and that great staff. Birmingham institution is Odie's Tavern.
More college football in the next segment, including camp updates. But is there a better story in golf right now, more interesting story in golf right now than rising Auburn junior Jackson Koivun, who, if you're not paying attention, has finished with $550,000 in earnings just the last 3 weeks. He's played 8 tour events. He's made 6 cuts, finished tied top 5 over the weekend. He's been tied top 11 or better the last 3 weekends on the PGA Tour. Played so well that he'll be part of the FedEx Cup playoffs in the field of 70 this upcoming week as they start the playoffs of golf. His take-home money, 0 because he wants to keep his amateur card at Auburn and play his junior year. That's been a fascinating, interesting story to watch.
Well, Nick Dunlap is the comparison because he went out and won as an amateur and didn't get any of that money. And he quickly called Alabama and said, I appreciate the opportunity. I'm done. And a lot of people are wondering why Jackson Koivun hasn't already done that.
Well, he'll do it once it gets to
at some point you can't not do it,
certain
right?
level. I'll never forget. It's so different. But you guys remember the Alabama golfer that chipped in the hole-in-one or whatever and won $1 million? And he's like, adios, college golf.
He either had to give up the million or give up college golf. He had no other choice.
Yeah. Now, I don't think he had the upside that obviously this kid's got, but it's so weird in NIL why we even care. Like, he can make this money doing anything else, right, except playing golf.
That's it.
Does that make any sense?
It doesn't, but it's the same thing. Baseball was that way for or football was that way for a long time. You could go make money in Major League Baseball, signing bonuses, all those things, but you couldn't make a dime off football, but you could still keep your eligibility.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of LSU quarterbacks went and played minor league baseball and then came back and quarterbacked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wild story. Good for him. I hope it's for him an indicator of things to come. You never know.
In the broadcast, they kept calling him the best amateur in America, the top amateur in America.
I think he is ranked number 1 in the world, yeah.
Have you watched him play?
Oh, I mean, I haven't seen him in person. I saw him yesterday, though. I mean, it was a blowout tournament, but I saw him play some.
Yeah, California kid.
Yeah.
At Auburn, going to be a junior. Yeah. He's won individual national championship, help Auburn be national champion.
So would you guys, right now, better career, that kid or Charlie Woods?
Oh, I'd go with this guy.
I would go with this guy because he's already doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie's trying to make.
I mean, I'm looking right here. Junior PGA Championship, 6 under par 66. I mean, they say he's in contention for the Junior PGA Championships. I guess that's good.
Who, Charlie?
Charlie Woods, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to make the Junior Ryder Cup team.
Yeah. Which
is only a handful of players. So, I mean, he's got a chance.
Yeah, the leader right now is, by the way, ironically, a 2027 Auburn commit.
Yeah, Auburn's got a really good golf. I mean, all the SEC does just about good golf program.
Yeah, but Koivun is doing it. By the way, in that tournament, Cameron Young was the 1,000th unique winner in PGA Tour history, and it was his first win ever. He'd finished in the top 10 in all the majors before, but he never had a tour win before, and he finally got one.
Wow, so that was in the history of the PGA. Yep. There's only been 1,000 different winners of PGA events.
That's right, 1,000 people.
Well, guys like Tiger and Jack Nicklaus ate up a lot of them.
Yeah,
that's right.
they won a few. Yeah. Scotty Scheffler, they won a lot of events.
Not your weekend, Cameron.
That's right. Cam Young is DraftKings money, though. That guy he sniffs the top 10 all the time in majors, and if you just play weekly DraftKings.
Couldn't finish the deal, though, Brandon.
No, he couldn't win.
Was saying,
he couldn't win. And good for him. He finally broke through and won. Age 28, and he was emotional afterwards. He had a great line afterwards. He's on the green. I mean, it was nothing. It was a runaway win. Taps it in, gets the win, and the camera hears it. He looks at somebody and goes, "Where do I go? I've never done this before." That's a great line.
I guess Cameron Smith is got one major, right?
Cam Smith has won a British, yes.
Yeah, so I think more people kind of recognize Cam Smith. But, I mean, if you look at the overall career outside of the major, which is huge, is Cam Young the better golfer?
Probably so. I mean, Cam Smith disappears now because he don't live. You only see him in the majors, and he hasn't performed well at all in the majors since he went to live.
Future 4 downs, better career, Cam Young, Cam Newton, future 4 downs. I mean, not yet.
Cam Young's got to win a few. Get a major, get a Masters.
But future 4 downs.
Yeah.
All right. Before Brownie tells us about Bojangles, we lost Lonnie Anderson over the weekend.
Did not know that.
A lot of people I would say 80% of our audience doesn't know who Lonnie Anderson is.
She,
didn't do a lot other than WKRP, in my opinion.
Yeah, WKRP. There was, oh my God, I forgot what the show was.
She and Burt Reynolds married?
They were married.
They were married. Okay.
They were married. They had that plantation in Florida.
Yeah.
And then Burt did her dirty. And
Burt liked the ladies.
Yeah, and that was a big People article and stuff, and I think everybody became like big fans of Lonnie Anderson. But she was like, from WKRP, one of the 80s pinup girls.
That's right. I guess that bled over late 70s into early 80s, and she, as I was reading the obit, 80s sex symbol. And
I was never a big fan. Like, she seemed like a sweet girl, but it was almost like Morgana, the chick with a huge rack that would run out.
Run out.
It was almost like a novelty.
Yeah. They looked a lot alike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big
They did.
blonde hair.
Had a lot in
and-
common. Yeah.
Yeah, big blonde hair.
How old
Yes.
was she?
Large blonde
82?
hair.
She was 79, would turn
Okay.
80 tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, would turn 80
for a
tomorrow.
birthday,
4 years is all WKRP ran. And for those that don't know what WKRP is, it was a sitcom based on the Cincinnati radio station. And if you're a radio geek or media geek like I was when I was a kid, loved that show with Dr. Johnny Fever.
Johnny Fever and I forgot what the brother's
Les
name was.
Nessman was the news guy, right?
Les Nessman was
Yeah.
the news guy. And Laurie Anderson played the receptionist.
Yeah, was Herb the salesman?
Yeah,
Herb
maybe
the
so.
salesman,
yeah.
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 But you know what's so funny is like I'll catch myself.
Ironically, Herb was the salesman.
He was.
I never tied those two together.
I'll catch myself like on if I'm flipping my 70s or 80s, and if Casey Kasem's got his countdown on. I don't know if you guys
yeah.
ever stop.
Yeah, I like
all the
that,
time.
yeah. I
100%
like that.
all the time.
But I stopped the other day, and then the next song was the theme song from WKRP, and I quickly had to change
That
that.
hit top 40?
Oh, it was like number 9 or something.
Right now, we've got a song for the hottest TV show going.
I think Greatest American Hero went to number 1.
Oh yeah, awful song. But back then, like the SWAT theme song. I mean,
Yeah.
like all
TV
that,
theme songs were big.
They
back
were
then, yeah.
huge.
Yep.
There's Olani. She's a pretty lady, man. I mean, it's sad that was the pinnacle of her career because it should have launched her into a massive career. I mean, that's what normally
But
happens.
look at that whole
I think
cast
Easy-
of character.
Easy Street was the other show she
Okay.
was on, I think.
Dr. Johnny Fever, probably, whatever his name is, probably had the best career.
Yeah, he was in, what was that show where he was a teacher?
Yeah, head of the class.
Head of the class, yeah.
Robin Givens.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. But
No,
not,
you're right.
not a whole lot of hits right there.
No, I mean,
No.
that was a popular show that did not launch a lot of careers.
Yep. I mean, I think I saw the program director, the suit there, holding a little piece of paper.
Bald guy?
I mean,
He's a bit actor.
He was doing Merrill Lynch commercials during
Yeah.
college football when Keith Jackson was the voice, I think.
But if you go back and you pull, we were talking about Silicon Valley over the weekend. If you pull like a 30-minute show like WKRP, and then you pull like Silicon Valley and you show that to a kid that's 25 right now, they're like, how in the hell did you watch TV you used to watch?
I know.
We just didn't have options.
Yeah, you had 3 channels. All right, that's the great Lonnie Anderson who passed away over the weekend. When we come back, best value in college football. You make a case for this guy. Bojangles, a great value for the morning as well.
No doubt, man. And at lunch, from sweet to heat, Bojangles has 7 sauces that will definitely add a little extra flavor to every bite you take. Nothing pairs better with those sauces than the hand-breaded tenders you get at Bojangles. So if you're looking for sweet, try honey mustard. You want some tang, try barbecue. You want some heat, try creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. If you're craving smooth and creamy house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, classic Bo sauce, ready and waiting. So head to Bojangles, order some hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It's Bo time.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
If you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the next round.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Do you need some refreshed college wear to represent your team this year? Shop Roback's Game Day collection that includes both Alabama and Auburn. From quarter zips to hoodies, Roback has it all. Get 20% off on us using code TNR20 at roback.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
We'll do 4 downs later in the show coming up. Always love comparing great careers versus great careers. We saw a lot of greats go into the Hall of Fame over the weekend. Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. They became the 379th, 80th, 81, and 82 people, 382 people into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Rate those 1, 2, 3, 4 in your opinion.
Antonio Gates.
Same.
I think, who was the 4th you said?
Eric Allen was.
No, I saw he was 1.
Jared
Allen.
Sterling Sharp.
I'd go Jared Allen 2nd.
I would go Eric Allen 2nd, Jared Allen 3rd, and then Sterling Sharp, just based on the fact that the longevity wasn't there for Sterling Sharp.
Yeah, he battled injury. Well, or was that Shannon that battled something? No, it's Sterling that had so many injuries.
Sterling left early.
Yeah. Just Jared Allen, I mean, sacks is a stat that didn't come around until the 80s. So they always have to point that out when they say, you know, so-and-so in sacks. Now, again, that was an official statistic till the early 80s. So I don't know where some of these old school guys would have ended up. But daggum Jared Allen, man, he had a bunch of sacks. And, and I mean, he was feared for Minnesota.
I'm with you. I went Antonio Gates, Jared Allen. I went Sterling Sharp next only because I don't really know Eric Allen. Tell me Eric Allen.
Oh, Eric Allen, just great defensive back. Played on those incredible Philadelphia Eagle defenses. But, you know, the offense was so bad at times, you know, they would get to the divisional round and then they would just kind of, you know,
I think he's the product of when a guy's so good, they stay away from him.
Right.
You know, in the passing game. So that's why.
Which happens a lot with DBs, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great DBs. I mean, that's why you never hear their name called. Deion Sanders was great, but he was different because he was returning kicks and things like that. So you'd hear his name called a lot, but they threw away from him. Darrell Green of the Redskins, you know, they would never throw to his side of the field.
Right.
Chris McAllister I mean, you know, I can say her name them all day of guys where you'll go a whole game, you're like, is he even playing right now? Well, yeah, he's playing, but they're not throwing at him. That's how good he is.
That's the Hall of Fame class of the weekend. Exhibition football cranks up first full week coming up on Thursday. To college football, after I tell you, our friends at Way to Wellness, they're a great way to simplify your weight loss with my friend Leslie, her board-certified team at Way to Wellness. Visit their website at planforme.com. Way to Wellness has a personalized plan that works, and it's designed specifically for you. No cookie-cutter plan. Everyone needs something different. You may want meal replacement or injection therapy. I use the protein bars to keep from bad snacking between meals. The website, aplanforme.com. They have diet plans for diabetes, heart disease, sleep apnea, and a lot more. No contracts, no sign-up fees. Your first consultation is free. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Before we get to Bama and Auburn camp, Matt Campbell of Iowa State gets a contract extension now through 2032. Is going to pay him only $5 million a year, if I read things correctly.
That's right.
He wanted more money for the assistant staff pool and an extra $1 million available in the revenue share for the athletes in Iowa State. I'm going to ask a question here that I don't expect you guys to know the answer because it'll probably be different by the time we get to Tuesday's show. So if I, as a coach, give up $1 million of my salary, can that extend my $20.5 million of revenue sharing? You know what I'm saying? Or is it capped out? I don't know.
The way I understand now, I've been on vacation for a week, so it could have changed
twice.
times.
At least twice.
At least twice in that time. But the last update I saw was we're back to the world where you can spend as much as you want.
Yeah.
That basically they've cut the reins, I guess, so to speak, Lance, on the collective, so the collectives can go back to doing business the way they did at Ohio State last year. That's the last update I had.
Don't know the answer to that, but for him to defer some of this to the coaches, I think it looks good on the surface. Easy to say, $5 million in Ames. It's not like the guy wants for anything, but I'll tell you, he's a hell of a coach, and it might just be a great pairing with him coaching at Iowa State, and if he was to get one of these premier jobs, the age-old question, does he do more with less? Like, how good would he be with a premier job? I don't know. All I know is the guy has coached 9 years in Ames. A winning record came along about every 7 or 8 years. Of 9 years, how many winning records do you think he has?
I would guess out of 9 years, he's had 6 winning records.
I was going to guess 5.
7.
Which is remarkable in Ames, Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, is there a better value in college football than this guy?
And by the way, one of those years was his first year, which, you
kind of could throw that out.
Taking over Iowa State, he had absolutely nothing in 2016.
I'm going to guess he was taking over an Iowa State team that had gone 1-11 the year before, if I had to guess.
Yeah, but coming off 11 wins, every opportunity to get to a college football playoff this year, he is one of the best values in all of college football.
There was a time where he represented himself, and he still may. I don't know. This sounds like a agent-free negotiation there when he's making this little money.
Yeah. So you instantly give yourself 7 to 11% of a raise.
Yeah.
Because you're not having to pay for representation.
Yeah. So you're somewhere around $500,000 you're saving and not paying for representation. Now, representation, as we've learned, can be very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And he probably gets more money with an agent in there banging the drum. But this is a guy that seems like Lance said, if I can make $5 million in Ames, Iowa, I'm one of the wealthiest people in Ames, Iowa. So what do I care if it's $5 million or $10 million, right? I'm very happy living here. And the only way I can, and I'll say this is smart of him, the only way I'm going to win, and the only way I'm going to keep – this guy just went to the Big 12 championship game. Let's not forget that. The only way I'm going to keep doing that is to have elite assistant coaches that know how to recruit and can X and O with the best of them, and money to pay players. That's the only way I'm ever going to win here. So to his credit, Lance, he's going to go that route.
I brought up this Bill Connolly of ESPN, his top 30 coaches in college football right now. He has got Matt Campbell at number 20, way too far down in my opinion, behind Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze or Matt Campbell right now?
Oh, I'd take Matt Campbell right now.
Matt Campbell.
Yeah. Now, I do wonder about Matt Campbell, and we may never know the answer to this. Based on what you just told me, I'm going to say he's a lifer in Ames.
At this point, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I wonder if the comparison I'll use, and it's not a great comparison, but I think you'll see where I'm going here, is Porter Mosier had a lesser program in college basketball, won on a big level, and everybody's like, just give him a good job and see what happens. Well, he's got a good job now. What's happened?
He's been okay.
He's been okay.
Now, of course, he is in just a traffic jam,
a grinder of a conference. I get it
of absolutely everything.
Yeah.
But and that might be one of the appeals for Matt Campbell is okay. I was in a 1-game set last year with Arizona State. If I win that game,
I'm in the playoffs.
I'm in a college football playoff. I'm making as much money or more money than I ever thought when I was a MAC coach back at Toledo. And now, if I just do what I need to do to get into that game every year, I've got a shot. So I think he is a lifer there.
If Florida fires Billy Napier and they want Matt Campbell, Jim, do I think Matt Campbell can go in there and be, Kirby Smart or Nick Saban or Dabo Swinney? I just have no idea. You just don't know. Sometimes you're just in the perfect spot for you. Yeah. And I get the feeling that's it for Matt Campbell. And to his credit, if he's realized that and he's like, I'm just going to ride it out here for life, good for him.
Alabama and Auburn camp news after LT tells us about Gutter Cap, a chance to add value to your home with one choice.
Yeah, make that phone call to Chris Stewart. Great guy today. He will come out and give you an absolutely free estimate. It's a dirty, dangerous job. Last thing you want to do, get the ladder out. You get on the roof, you slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Cap it, don't snap it. Great deal from our friends at Gutter Cap of Birmingham right now, 205-823-2212. Tell C-Stu the next round sent you. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
And if you want to see America, a great way of doing it is in an RV from Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find them. And always online, johnstonrvcenter.com. Listen, they love the United States military the way we do on this show, and they know you are what makes America great. So you get a great discount there. Whether you're active duty or retired, a veteran, you get great discounts at Johnston RV. Just ask about it. Make sure you get RV warranty forever information, lifetime warranty on anything new and qualifying pre-owned. JohnstonRVCenter.com.
All right, to Alabama camp, where if you've been watching videos coming out, now listen, I don't know how many balls Ryan Williams gets a chance to catch every day, right?
All of them.
I don't know how many times they throw it to him, but they are posting a lot of cool Ryan Williams catches coming out of Alabama camp. And maybe it's the same one from different angles, but I want you to watch the guy right here. Just a no problem one-handed grab coming off the offensive line. The little wide receiver drill there. We'll let it cue back up to the front again here, but here's Ryan Williams one more time. Ready? No problem. No problem. Let me just snack this little 5-yard in out of the air.
You know the camera's rolling right there, right?
Yeah, okay. Throw it high for me. Throw it high.
That's right.
Give me more stick-em.
Yeah, hey. You notice the gloves, though, and I found this interesting. I heard Ryan Clark talking about Travis Hunter because, Liam Cohen is trying to decide how they're going to play this guy with the Jags, and he's been doing so much more defensive back work right now. But Ryan Clark brought up the fact of how much ball skill he's got, that he practices with no gloves. When he did his pro day, he did it with no gloves. The only time he wears gloves is in games.
Wow.
Yeah. It makes it easier.
Must seem easy in game.
Like swinging a weighted bat before you get up there. Back to Alabama camp number 1 cut here. This is Kalen DeBoer. On the quarterback progression, I'll ask you guys if you think there's really a competition still going on. Here's Kalen DeBoer.
I think the biggest thing, practice 1 was good. 2, the installs become more and different things, and a lot of it's still base stuff for the most part that these guys have worked on spring, summer. But there was a couple just missed opportunities really between receivers or skill guys and the quarterbacks. And I thought the last 2 practices, those near misses have now been completions. And so that's what you like to see, where the plays are getting made. The plays are getting drawn up and there's execution on a high level somewhere. And either you miss the throw or sometimes maybe there's an offensive line, breakdown of some type, or someone just a little closer and causing a little bit of, distraction for the quarterback. But the last 2 days have really been better, and that's what you want to see.
Scrimmage coming up this weekend, 2 scrimmages before the first game at Florida State. If I asked you, quarterback battle still going on, or you think it's Ty Simpson for sure?
I mean, every time they've had an opportunity, they being the Alabama coaching staff, whether it be Ryan Grubb or Kalen DeBoer, and DeBoer did it on our show over at SEC Media Days, they've made it clear that if the season started today, it would be Ty Simpson.
It's a diplomatic way to do it. We've still got some competition going on, but I think people are going to be absolutely blown away. It's funny because I've heard other analysts out there, I don't think Alabama's necessarily happy with their quarterback situation. I would be blown away if it's not Ty Simpson at this point.
And everything I've read, most of the practices that the media has seen, Jim, or all of them. I don't know that it's all of them, but I think it's most of them at least. It has been that same 1 is Simpson, 2 is Mack, 3 is Russell. And again, that's not to say you're not going to see Russell on the field some.
That's right. Florida State's idiots if they don't prepare for a Keelan Russell package.
Yeah, you better watch his high school film and see what he does well and make sure you're prepared for that. But I that feels like the lineup, and it to me feels like what you'll see when they go to Tallahassee. Like if they do a legit depth chart that week, I'm surprised if it doesn't look like that.
Yeah, E.G., who's been on campus at both Alabama and Auburn, raving about several things, including Isaiah Horton, how he's fitting in at the wide receiver position. You can see her reports and all the stuff from campus on our YouTube channel, and also podcast download wherever you get the next round. At Auburn camp, they're talking about chemistry and the quarterback Jackson Arnold. Here is the sound from down at Auburn. Cut 3.
Jackson, we talked to you in Atlanta about kind of the bonding that you did over the summer and you guys did as an offense. How much have you seen that carry over early in camp from a timing standpoint with the receivers, all the things you've done? How beneficial has that been?
Yeah, it's been big. Being able to build chemistry with those guys over the summer, whether it's outside throwing routes or even 7-on-7, the stuff that we did, during our football time, just being able to bond with those guys and create chemistry is, leads into camp. And, not only that, but within position groups too. I mean, our guys, we're pushing each other to get better, but at the same time, we're all good friends. We're all for each other, and just makes our whole offense and our whole room a lot better.
Yeah, E.G. telling me that the tackles that they brought in from Virginia Tech and USC to go with their All-American Connor Lew, the Chaplin and Murphy guy, have changed the way this Auburn offense looks.
Well, the key is that guy right there and Jackson Arnold staying healthy, because Ashton Daniels, who came in from Stanford, is going to be your number 2, and he's got experience, but boy, that is not who you want to see out there.
I'll tell you an interesting name that keeps coming up at camp, and I think Hugh Freeze brought him up by name in one of his news conferences, is Jared Smith. Because if I ask you guys overall, strip away positions, who's Auburn's best player on their roster? Probably going to say Keldrick Falk. Everybody would say Keldrick Falk. Apparently, this Jared Smith guy's tearing it up at edge too. So if you've got 2 legitimate threats rushing the passer, and he was doing it either 1-on-1s or 2-on-1s because he was pressuring Jackson Arnold. I don't know if it was 1-on-1 at the time, but 1-on-1s at the time. But apparently, this Jared Smith guy's having a good camp.
The people who send out videos from Auburn over the weekend love themselves some Singleton at wide receiver.
I do too.
He had the highlight reels rolling out. That's Auburn and Alabama camp. To our viewing menu, brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Hey, to view life in high definition, 205-969-8100. Make the phone call that I made back in 2003. I was legally blind, didn't even know it without the aid of contacts. Got the procedure done, only took 12 minutes for both eyes. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. 205-969-8100. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
We've got a new premiere on Hulu tonight for the season 14 of King of the Hill. It's back, and if you're a fan of adult animation, then this fall will be really great for you, because in September, it'll be the first time we'll have new episodes of South Park, Futurama, Family Guy, and King of the Hill since May 2010.
I have never seen an episode, but I did Lady Bird. He's got a dog, Lady Bird, that looks like Lady Bird. So I've seen a lot of those memes, and obviously if you watch Fox football,
that's when I see King of the Hill.
Yes.
That's when I know King of the Hill is still with us, because the NFL on Fox will promo the heck out of that show.
Okay, so King of the Hill hasn't been around since when?
2010.
2010. Wow. And they're bringing it back. I like it.
Came in when we came in.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. And so you've also got new episodes of South Park as well, so...
I've heard about those, yes.
Yes, those have been making some waves.
Yeah, it was funny. I was speaking of South Park. Something came up with, and we were talking AI or something, and voice actors. Who is the highest paid voice actor? And I meant so more for like voice over stuff, but Matt Stone was the guy that popped up because of South Park, and the guy's made like $400 million.
Oh my gosh.
Well, their new deal with Paramount was worth $1.5 billion.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. On Netflix, they've added Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3 to its catalog. So if the new Naked Gun reboot has you in the mood to watch more comedy movies, then you can watch those on Netflix.
Let me tell you what I've been watching on Netflix recently. The 72 most dangerous animals in Asia and Latin America.
Yeah, how far up the list are you? Did Bill Conley do this list?
It is absolutely fascinating, though. Like sometimes they preview 8 different animals every episode, and then they move forward with one, and then they're going to have a playoff. Some of them are a waste of time, but man, it is. And they've got live, like, old footage of people getting attacked and stuff, and it's crazy stuff.
I'll probably pass on that, but they've also added to Netflix Jurassic Park. So
it's my chance.
All you have to do is go to Netflix.
I'll try to do it this week.
All right.
I'll try. I'll try to do it this week.
You better hurry. Football's about to start.
I know. Once football gets here, no chance. But I'll try to do it this week.
Got to squeeze it in.
All right.
And that's all I've got for today.
All right. That's the viewing menu brought to you again by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100 for more information. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
When we come back, Andy Staples from On3 Sports joins the show, and we got more college football after Andy as well. Stay with us. This is the Next Round, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel A. Moore's upcoming Alabama basketball painting, Buzzer Beater. Closing out the regular season, Alabama and Auburn faced off in a top 10 matchup. With less than 1 second remaining in overtime and the game tied at 91, Mark Sears launched a 15-foot floater that sealed the Tide's victory. Visit DanielMooreArt.com and see the artist's preliminary sketch of this historic Bama win. And take advantage of special pre-production pricing for Buzzer Beater.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by, ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC. It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles, The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a Bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and Bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, hour 2 of the show, 19 days away from week 0 as we continue the college football talk. And, boy, camps are heating up. I don't know how many real storylines or quarterback battles are out there. Big schools that need a quarterback to be named, but like Alabama, everyone's just assuming Ty Simpson's the guy and Julian Sayan's the guy at Ohio State. Let's talk to a guy, Brownie, that may know answers to a lot of college football questions.
It's like old school back when we used to watch HBO as kids and we didn't pay the subscription. You had to squint to see through the blur. We're going to see what Staples thinks about Tennessee quarterbacks through the blur. Andy Staples on 3 Sports. Did you have to do that, Andy? We were poor. We weren't poor, but my parents wouldn't buy HBO.
I saw a lot of sleuthing going on. People like, oh, it's a guy with 2 numbers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. There's a start. Great.
And then you're seeing, well, maybe it wasn't a quarterback. Maybe it was somebody just throwing for a draw. No, okay. You're not blurring it out if it's not a quarterback. So what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I get it. It's interesting because it is an understanding by the social media folks at Tennessee that if they don't blur that out, it's going to blow up. So it's going to blow up one way or the other. So the question is, do you highlight any nice plays that your defense makes at all?
I know that's the tricky part because it was an interception. The one we showed, there may have been, but it was an interception where the quarterback was blurred.
Yeah. And I've never seen it before. Like that's where we're at in 2025.
I guess so.
Like Tennessee's quarterback situation is so sensitive that we can't possibly see who's throwing the ball.
Well, we talked about, Andy, the expectation for Tennessee, and I think most people 7, 8, maybe 9 wins, but the expectation for Ohio State is to repeat as national champions, and I think from where we sit, we just assumed it was going to be Julian Sayan. But now Ryan Day is saying, hey, it's really a 2-man competition. Ultimately, who replaces Will Howard at Ohio State?
Probably Julian Sayan. They definitely have been talking up Lincoln Kienholz, but I don't think – if this were a little more heated, I think you would have heard more about it in the offseason. Like it was assumed coming out of spring that Sayan's the guy, and maybe they surprised us. But honestly, guys, does it matter who throws to Jeremiah Smith? Because you get to throw to Jeremiah Smith.
That's right.
Like that's going to break a new starter in pretty easily compared to any other situation. Now, look, going as Texas right out of the gate is not easy, but Texas is they've got to replace some guys in the secondary. It's not going to be the same Texas secondary they saw in the Cotton Bowl. So, I don't know. I'm not as worried about who winds up winning the Ohio State one because they're throwing to number 4. But I still, we heard a couple things about Kienholz in the spring too. And honestly, when you have these really rabid fan bases and no actual information, this is the sort of thing that happens.
Andy Staples is with us here. Florida and the SEC. There's been concern about DJ Lagway all summer long. He tells us at SEC Media Days he's good to go. Then the calf injury. He finally makes it on the field. Where are you with this Florida Gator team, the schedule, Lagway, everything that's ahead for Chomp'em Gators?
He's throwing. Didn't you hear?
He's alive.
He's throwing with the team. This is...
I see video.
Progress.
He's not blurred. He's not blurred on the video they sent out.
He is not. They're not blurring him out for sure. Now, the thing about DJ Lagway with the injuries, and I've said this all along, in a vacuum, each one of these is probably not something you're all that concerned about. Like this calf thing last week, not something you're concerned about if it's the only thing. But with him, it's been kind of one thing after another with these little nagging things. And so that's, I think, the bigger concern is how durable will he be? And you mentioned the schedule. It is a very tough schedule. It's not as tough out of the gate as it was last year, where you had to start against Miami last year. Miami's week 4 this year. You've got Long Island, definitely warm-up game. USF, which is not as warm-up-y as people might think, but it's still something they should handle fairly easily. Then you're at LSU and at Miami. So once you get past those first two, the schedule is just gnarly the rest of the way. So the question is, can he stay healthy throughout that gauntlet? And I think that's the big question, because I think if he is healthy, I think Florida's one of the better teams in the SEC.
Andy Staples is with us on 3 Sports. Ari and Andy, they do Andy and Ari. I'm sorry, Andy's name goes first as the helmet over his.
Oh, you can put Ari first. He's
I mean,
we like to do age before beauty, though.
Okay, gotcha. Over Andy's right shoulder on the full shot, you see the helmet that says Andy and Ari. I should have just gone with that. If I told you, and I know Lance's answer here because I know where he's going. If I told you they won one of those 3 games at LSU, at Miami, host Texas, I tell you they win one of them. Tell me which one it is.
Ooh. I think they could win any of the 3.
Oh, I agree. But I'm only giving you one. So I guess that's a way of saying which one's most likely they win.
Well, I think... Ooh, that's tough, because if I say at Miami, you also have that kind of how much did you get beaten up when you played LSU physically?
Yeah.
And... that's a tough back-to-back on the road. Let me reframe it, because you're missing a game in there. It's a 4-game stretch. People are looking at this as a 3-game stretch. It's a 4-game stretch where you go at LSU, at Miami, open date, Texas at home, at Texas A&M. You got to go 2-2. You got to go 2-2. Anything worse than that, it could get bad real quick.
I mean, there's a lot of teams in America that aren't 2-2 in that stretch. I mean,
no, I know that's the thing. Florida's situation with this schedule is such that if you can be better than you were last season, where they're 7-5 last season, if they can be better than they were last season, they're probably a playoff contender, because it means they're in games with teams that are making the playoff.
So there is a chance that next year we could have major turnover in this conference. And I'm talking about as many as 6 or 7 jobs opening up. More pressure, though, coming into this year. Is it Brent Venables or Hugh Freeze?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think they're both under tremendous pressure. Freeze has one of the more manageable buyouts in the SEC, but I think Freeze has the more I don't know. I'm excited about seeing John Mateer play quarterback at Oklahoma, but if you said take one roster over the other, I'll take Auburn's right now. And I think Auburn's schedule is more manageable at Oklahoma. We talked about Florida's schedule and how hard it is. I think Oklahoma, the last 7 games of Oklahoma's schedule are the hardest 7 games I've ever seen a team have to play. Now, that's before the season, and maybe some of those teams will play differently, but I think it's a pretty safe bet that those 7 teams, like 5 or 6 of them, are going to be really good. So that's the issue I have with Oklahoma, is you're still trying to get the offensive line better. You don't know what you got at receiver yet. You're excited about the quarterback. You're excited about the new OC. But Auburn, you love the defense. It's one of the better offensive lines Auburn has had in 10 years. You love Cam Coleman. You love putting Eric Singleton Jr. with Cam Coleman. They're going to be able to run the ball. So that it really... Do you get competent quarterback play? And like Jackson Arnold does not have to win the Heisman Trophy. He just has to not throw a crippling pick 6 in the 4th quarter in several games. And I don't think that's a huge ask. So I think Venables is under more pressure. It's a long way of saying I think Venables is under more pressure, because I think Freeze has a better situation.
So tell me who looks like bigger idiots come December. Those people that have painted Hugh Freeze as dead man walking at Auburn, or those of us that have picked LSU to be national championship contenders? Because all of a sudden, man, I'm not even sure LSU gets out of the other Death Valley in week 1.
Well, I mean, the thing about LSU, if you're going to go, because my coworker, J.D. Piquel, has picked them to be the national champ, that's a big limb to go out on. I think it's very safe to say that LSU is going to be good. They're going to be competitive. They're a potential playoff team. I think that's perfectly reasonable. That's a lot to ask, though, to go from where they were last year to national championship good. And they did do a really good job in the portal, especially on defense. They built that defense up, because if you look at last year, They didn't really change their personnel much from the defense in 2023, which was very bad. They just changed the coaching staff. And Blake Baker did a better job, much better, if you look at the stats, with the players he inherited. Now, he gets upgraded players too. So I suspect their defense will be better. Now, a lot of it's on a rebuilt offensive line because they had some really good offensive line go to the NFL. But so I think it's like, if LSU winds up 9-3, do you feel that bad about saying they were going to make go win the national title? Because honestly, if you go 10-2 in the SEC, you make the playoff, you have a chance to win the national title. So I think it'll be the people who said Freeze was dead man walking if Freeze winds up winning his way out of this. Because I look at that situation and everybody's saying, oh, their recruiting is bad, and you see the Auburn people saying, well, we're trying to follow the letter of the rule with the NIL offers. No, this is Florida from last year. This is identical to Florida from last year. Billy Napier loses to Miami, loses to Texas A&M. Suddenly, the money people at Florida are out on Billy Napier. You notice their recruiting at the high school level was not good through the summer and was very bad, or very low ranked in September and going into October. What happened? They said Billy's coming back. They beat LSU. They beat Ole Miss. All of a sudden, the money people are back in. They're excited. And they're like, let's go get some dudes. And they start making very competitive offers and start flipping people. That is what Auburn's going to do if they win games. If they lose games, they're going to fire Hugh. If they win games, everybody gets back on board. They start making very competitive offers. The recruiting comes back. It's exactly the same situation Florida was in last year. Now you have to win the games.
Yeah, Auburn is in a weird situation here, though. I want to make this case for you. A 9-win Auburn team whose wins are as follows. And this, listen, we live in this state, Andy. You've seen Alabama and Auburn for a long time. These wins are not going to fire up Auburn fans. They're going to like winning, but they're going to get back and it's going to feel like empty calories. Here we go. You've won 9 games. Here are your wins. Baylor, Ball State, South Alabama, Missouri, Arkansas, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Mercer, and I'll give them either Oklahoma or Texas A&M. You've lost again to Georgia.
So that means the losses are to Georgia,
Alabama, and either Oklahoma or Texas A&M. That's the 4 best teams on their schedule. I mean, it's
interesting because you're right. That is a different situation than Florida's in a bit because the schedule was harder for Florida. But I still think 9 wins is okay. If you're winning 9 games, you're not firing your coach, or at least you probably shouldn't be. But because I think that's like, you fire Hugh Freeze if it's a wheels fall off situation. And honestly, 6-6 is probably that situation, given that schedule. But I think a lot of that would depend, Ryan, on how did you look against Georgia? How did you look against Alabama? Did you get your doors blown off? Were you competitive in those games? And remember, those games are at Jordan-Hare.
Yes, anything can happen.
Season. So, which, to your point, will piss them off more if they lose them.
Yeah.
So,
I know. I've looked at that and I'm like, you could go 9-3, and that's obviously a step in the right direction. But then I get to the end and I'm like, okay, who did I beat? Who do I really get excited about beating in that?
And I think a lot of that depends on, like, if the Texas A&M Oklahoma part of it. What are they?
Yeah.
Because if you haven't looked at Texas A&M's schedule, this is one that's fun for your viewers here. Go look at Texas A&M's schedule. Just call it up on your phone.
I got it right here.
Look at how many. It helps to have. Now it helps if you just do the big SEC helmet schedule. Look at how many trap games Texas A&M is for people.
Oh, how many?
Texas A&M falls in a tough spot for a bunch of different, like Florida, Auburn, Texas. Obviously, it's at the end of the season, but that's a spot where that could get really hairy. So Texas A&M's like team trap.
Oh, they are. They got LSU a week before a bye, which is before the Bama game.
LSU, that's the other one I was thinking.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, right before a bye.
Because the thing we're not talking about with LSU, obviously, like, Brian Kelly's buyout's too big to fire him, and he's been good. But they're used to national titles. Like, if you're a coach at LSU in year 4, you're supposed to have already won a national title. The last 3 guys did.
Okay, I'm not asking you which team is going to be better. I'm going to ask you which team is more improved in year 2 under these coaches. Sharon Moore in Michigan or Kalen DeBoer in Alabama?
Most improved. I think Alabama's going to be really good. I think Alabama's roster is loaded. We'll see what happens with the quarterback, but we assume it's Ty Simpson. If he is average to above average, they should be a playoff team. Like they are loaded everywhere else. So I think the expectations are different. I think with Michigan, where you're probably going to be starting a true freshman in Bryce Underwood, I don't think people are thinking you need to make the playoff this year. I think people are thinking you need to be better than you were last year. You need to have a functional passing game as opposed to a completely non-functional passing game. But I think if Michigan were to go 9-3 and miss the playoff, I don't think they're that upset because the situation, like it still goes back to the situation after Jim Harbaugh left where they kind of, it screwed them up the timing where they should have been able to figure out the staff and the roster, but he left in such a weird time that they couldn't do that. It basically made last year a lost year, which they did a good job of making it not a lost year by beating Ohio State, by beating Alabama in the bowl game. But I still think you're not looking at them as being a fully formed, ready to make the playoff team. If they do, it means they're ahead of schedule. Alabama, you feel like they should make it.
I know you're a great writer. I know you love great play on words. Derek Dooley announces his run for the Senate. His campaign slogan is Georgia First. Nobody put Georgia first more than him when he was a Tennessee head coach. 0-3, losing by an average of 10.3 points a game to the Georgia Bulldogs. Will Derek Dooley be a better senator if he wins than he was a college football coach?
Well, I tweeted that if there's a debate and the opponents don't ask him how he managed to sign 0 offensive linemen in the 2012 recruiting class, that every opposition research team should be fired.
Yeah.
And, I gotta figure out. I want to give proper credit where credit is due. Here we go. Billy Wright on Twitter. He responded to this. He said, "You expect me to believe he cares about the border when he didn't even sign a single offensive lineman in 2012?" Like that's what somebody needs to say. So Billy deserves full credit for that one. I wish I could have thought of that.
Yeah. And only he would probably try to line up 113 senators for a vote.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I was watching the video of that again, and it just, that game will never cease to amaze me.
Yep. No, that was one that was going to be a signature win, man.
So I'm trying to remember how it all played out.
Tennessee at LSU.
Yeah, no. So Tennessee, of course, gets a delay of game. But Tennessee, or LSU gets delay game. Tennessee had 13 players on the field. Clock ran out. Tennessee had 13, so LSU gets another play, right?
Yes.
And they end up winning.
It's your typical, like it's a combination of Derek Dooley putting 13 men on the field and the Les Miles clock juju that just surrounded him.
And he got away with it all the time.
I know. Somehow
you just knew the clock was going to be managed improperly somewhere.
Yeah. So, underrated piece of that video, I was trying to piece all this together in my mind. T-Bob's reaction when the clock runs out.
When he talks about it is just, and in fact, T-Bob's going to be on my show this week. And you've reminded me now I have to ask him about Derek Dooley running.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, no, T-Bob slams his helmet and just glares at the LSU sideline. Like, what are we even doing here?
So T-Bob Hebert, for those who don't know, was the center for LSU that year. He is now a media luminary. He works for Barstool, used to have a radio show in Baton Rouge. And, He calls that his favorite game ever.
That's vintage T-Bob right there.
I can see that. So Dooley with 13 on the field, Les Miles clock mismanagement. If this was a South Park episode, Hugh Freeze would be up in the skybox on a hospital bed, and Mike Price would have strippers.
Keep it to the thumbs up. That's it. All right, here's Andy Staples, On3 Sports. Andy and Ari every single day there on YouTube. Do the same things for them you do for us. Give them a thumbs up, subscribe, and set your alerts so you know when they're live. Thank you very much for the time, Andy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. We'll talk soon. Andy Staples with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. At Andy_Staples is where you find him on social media. And he was with us on the Shinara Hotline.
I was driving through Pensacola this past week, and I had to explain to Maddie the Mike Price. She had never heard the story.
Did you drive her by Artie's Angels just to show her
I don't know if Artie's is still open or
I
not.
would not know how to find it. I'd have popped that in Waze.
But that's just one of those stories like, oh, that can't be real.
Oh, it was.
The show today being brought to you by a couple of folks. Before we do the Bo Tender moment of the day, our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing want to remind you that you can schedule an absolutely free estimate, yes, free, with Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing. 3 ways to do it. Go to the website, stormrestorationroofing.com, or you can actually call Greg Nelson up on his cell phone, 205-542-3531, 542-3531, or just go to his Facebook page if you're socially awkward like me and just want to DM him. You can follow him at Greg from Pell City on Facebook, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They handle storm damage, roofing replacement. Greg even has a builder's license, so he can help with restoration or repairs. Great with insurance agencies because he's been doing this locally for over 20 years. He and his wife in the picture there, they run the company. He's got kids that are on the crews and in the office there. Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531, and our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing and Bojangles.
They bring you the Bo Tender moment. From sweet to heat, Bojangles has 7 sauces that will definitely add a little extra flavor to every bite. Nothing pairs better with those sauces than hand-breaded tenders. So if you're looking for sweet, try honey mustard. You want some tang, try barbecue. You want some heat, creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. If you're craving smooth and creamy, house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, or classic Bo sauce, ready and waiting, head to Bojangles. Order some hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It is Bo time.
Our tender moment takes us to the Bristol Speedway, where over the weekend, the Braves and the Reds played 2 days to get one game in because of the weather. One of our viewers, Jonathan Smalley, was up there. He had our next round hat on, getting wet, with the stadium packed in the field in the background. What a great looking look that was right there at the game at Bristol. EG was there. She was one of 91,032 fans, a record that withstood a lot of rain, and EG said they ran out of food 3 hours into it.
No buns for the hot dogs I saw. They were just selling hot dogs.
Never
naked.
ceases to amaze me how these places aren't prepared.
I mean,
they were expecting 85,000. Is 91,000 that big of a cramp?
Hey, by the way, they literally do 2 races a year. Is that EG in the rain?
Yeah, that's EG in the rain coming down.
2 races a year. How you're not ready for concessions.
Yeah, and by the way, the excess, you can give it to like a home or something.
I don't even think you'd have to do that. Dunaway wins the next NASCAR race up there in a couple weeks, right?
Usually,
Into
I don't
August?
know. There's one that, I used to hate it because when we'd have the early kickoff, we would have a back early in Maggie and I's marriage, we'd go over to one guy's house who was in NASCAR's heyday, a huge NASCAR fan, and there was a game. Did Oklahoma and USC kick off against each other one year?
Yes. Was that in... No, Virginia Tech played USC up in Maryland.
Yeah, maybe it was Virginia Tech and USC. Yeah, but there was a game that involved USC, and it was a standalone game, what we now call Week 0, and it was on a Saturday night. That Saturday night Bristol was on, and I was having to leave the living room to go into the alternate room away from the Sunday school party to see college football while Bristol was on. That's how big NASCAR used to be.
Yeah, September 13th is when they're back there, so it might be a long time to hold hot dog buns.
Yeah.
I don't know. We keep bread at our house for a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Feed the homeless or whatever.
Yeah, you got
this thing needs this one-off game needs to be at Rickwood Field every year.
100%. And there was a lot of talk of that last year. So the Bristol thing had already been done last year.
That's right.
When they came to Rickwood, because talking to people at Rickwood, they were already telling us last year they're doing Bristol Speedway, but we hope, and then Buster was on the show campaigning for this. We hope they'll come back to Rickwood Field every year, honor a different Negro League legend every year, like they did with Willie Mays. I hope that's what they do.
Yeah.
But Saturday, I was at Fenway Park. My wife and I did a trip up to Boston and then drove up in Maine and spent several days in Maine and came back to Boston. I was at Fenway Park and I'm sitting there thinking, this is where baseball ought to be played. It shouldn't be played at a racetrack.
Now, how do you feel about football? Like, should we play? Should we have a one-off
on campus?
Okay, no one-off game at Bristol again.
I don't understand. Like,
and your take on Fenway, because when I was there 20 years ago, I thought it was a shithole.
Loved it.
Yeah.
But they've probably done a lot with it.
They've updated it, but it's old. It's still an old stadium. I love it.
But isn't that what you want from baseball, though? Old stadiums?
Yeah.
No, well, look, I mean, Wrigley's old, and I went to Wrigley, and I was blown away because I thought Wrigley was going to be crap, and it ended up being the opposite. But you say Fenway's
I like Fenway better than Wrigley.
Renovations?
Yeah, I mean, they've added, since you've been, you said you haven't been in 20 years.
Yeah,
I mean, they've added a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I liked Fenway better than Wrigley. I love them both, but I liked Fenway better. But to me, And this is what I never liked about. I understand why Alabama did it with the neutral site games. I get it, Jim, and it gave us games we probably wouldn't have gotten. We probably got Alabama playing Michigan rather than Alabama playing Western Carolina. So it was better for the fan.
Yeah. For Nick Saban when he got there, it would have been 7 years before he could have worked a home and home with a great team. He was able to get those big, meaningful games to start with.
And he believed it helped in recruiting. He believed playing in Dallas helped him recruit Texas, playing in Orlando helped him recruit Florida.
And really Atlanta with Georgia.
Yeah, Atlanta helped him recruit Atlanta. But to me, there is no better, like you could talk about Fenway Park, you could talk about going to Lambeau Field. Nothing is better than the college football home environment. Those are amazing. And why we try to get away from stuff like that, I don't get. And to me, this is a gimmick, playing in a baseball in a NASCAR stadium so you get the biggest crowd. Total gimmick, and the fans are the ones that lost there. Now, look, it could have rained that much in Atlanta or Cincinnati.
Yeah,
they can't control the rain. I get it.
By the way, one T-shirt, one hat. One T-shirt, one hat. What do you think it cost? If you bought it on site at the stadium, one T-shirt, one hat with tax.
$87.88.
I'm gonna go. T-shirt was 50.
Wait, we're gonna do this. Price is right. Lance is $87.88.
Yeah, I don't want to go $1. I think you're under the number.
I might be.
I think you are under the number.
Don't be careful because I'm gonna let the guys behind the glass go too.
I'm gonna go. T-shirt was 55. Hat was 40. So I'm gonna go 95.
95 for Brownie. Even 95 even.
$95.12.
Okay, Tyler. One T-shirt, one hat, including tax. You had to buy it at the on site
at the venue.
I'm gonna go. The T-shirt was $45, and the hat, because they've got the designs on the brim, were $60.
Oh crap! For a hat.
Yep. So I'm gonna say $105 plus tax.
Okay. No, tax included. So you want to try to do that, or
you
go with
paid $60 for a hat?
105.
105.
$60 for a hat.
60's heavy.
Okay. So Forrester, here we go. Your play. Are you a $1 guy? Are you 1 cent more than Tyler? Or are you gonna try to direct it in the middle?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 45 each, $90.
$90. So you try to nail it here. The winner is Tyler Johns at $105.
Wow.
The price for one hat, one T-shirt with tax, $169.
$169?
$169.
What? For a T-shirt and a hat?
Yep. USA Today writes the story. I bought the writer one T-shirt, one hat, $169.
That's absurd.
And it's a T-shirt, not a jersey?
T-shirt and hat is the writer for
By the
USA
way,
Today.
Is it the same hat they wore in the game? Because I thought that was tacky, frankly. But
I don't know.
I would not have paid that much for that
say
hat.
this, but when I was at Def Leppard at the new Coca-Cola Amphitheater, 2 beers with a tip was $52.
How big were those beers, Lance?
They were
Did you get a keg?
They were 25 ounces.
Well,
I think
they're 20 ounce, but even if they're 24, it's 1,000 degrees. So, give me something smaller. You can still charge me more than you should,
right?
But you're not going to finish those last 3 or 4 ounces unless you're just,
How are you doing it, Lance?
I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, $20 a beer is what my buddy told me he paid.
It was more than that. No, I mean, everybody tips differently, but it was, every time I would go up, it was $52.
Yeah.
Daniel says, Brown, that's child play. Dunaway's paid $400 for a vest, which is true.
I paid $450 for a vest and the hoodie that I occasionally pull on up here from our buddy Register. I paid a lot for that thing.
I think
it was $185 for a hoodie.
What did the fans get out of this deal? They didn't get any baseball.
Yeah, they got a little bit one night, and
they went home starving.
They went home starving. They couldn't eat.
Boy, to be the Waffle House in Bristol over the weekend.
I bet you killed it. The seats the sight lines looked awful.
Yeah, really, it is. And look, and I know that's a one-off, but when you really start to look at concerts and sporting events, you can't take a family unless you've got some disposable income. It is priced out.
You get jammed up left and right.
And, we love doing these things outside when the weather's good is fantastic. Something about being outside in the spring and summer, early fall. But if you get bad weather, you get bad weather.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It could have rained at Truist or at Bank of America or whatever.
Hey, are you calling this a bad seat?
What?
Are you calling this a bad seat?
It's a pretty bad seat. Was that they actually sell that ticket, Scott?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure they did. That place only holds 100 and something thousand, and they sold 90 something for baseball.
Very hokey.
Yeah, it's so contrived.
I'm not even sure I want that seat for the race.
I can't even see the whole track.
All right, that's our tender moment of the day, brought to you by Bojangles. The show being brought to you by Woodhouse Day Spa as well. Tell us about Woodhouse.
Woodhouse Day Spa, just a great place to go for relaxation if you're looking to take care of the wife or girlfriend before college football and the NFL start up, because you're going to be on the couch all weekend long. A great gift is the gift of relaxation from our friends at the Woodhouse Day Spa. You can stop in, see Stuart and that great staff, conveniently located, beautiful location. At the Summit Shopping Centers, you can choose from a menu of over 70 options, including massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. Again, order that special person gift online 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. That's birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
Hey, my wife and I just got back home from 8 days on the road. One of the things we love the most coming home, sleeping in our own bed. You always want that, but our master bath, man. Showering in a shower that is not a hotel shower, or up in Maine, an inn shower. Hey, they're nice, they're quaint, but they're not big. Brad Bell is the reason we look forward to coming back to the main bathroom in our house. I'll just go ahead and tell you, because he did tremendous work when it came time to remodel it. When we bought our house, we knew we wanted to change the bathroom. It was a bit outdated. It was lighter in color. We liked the darker colors. We wanted it updated. We wanted a bigger shower. My wife scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. Brad Bell was the guy she picked. She gave him our vision. When he came out and looked, he did it our vision to a T. Brad Bell is the guy you want to use. You see a lot of before and afters of my bathroom. You could see many more online at alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com. Or just call Brad and get him out to look at your job. 205-422-1758. alabamabathremodels.com or 205-422-1758. That is Brad Bell.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
All right, Auburn fans, I want you to become a member of thebarnauburn.com and join in on the fun. Whether it's recruiting discussions, off-season chatter, or the latest Auburn athletics news, we've got it all. Get $25 off your annual subscription when you sign up for your account at thebarnauburn.com today. War Eagle.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Back with you on the Next Round. 19 days away from football. That means we're approaching an annual event that's for a good cause here in town. The Boiling and Bragging event, LT, is on its way back.
Yes, mark your calendars. First college tailgate party of the season. Bowling and Bragging coming up Saturday, August 16th from 6 till 8:30. Crestline Village, right near the O'Neill Library in Mountain Brook. This annual event benefits Critical Care Transport Team at Children's of Alabama. For more information, visit bowlingandbragging.org. That's bowlingandbragging.org.
All right. Are you part of that again this year?
Yes, I will be out there.
All right. Always a great event that benefits Children's Hospital. More about that later in the week. Our friends at Vanderbilt, listen, two things. Before we show you the stadium expansion, which looks pretty cool, they gave out rings to their team after a 7-6 season last year. And listen, if Alabama did this, if Texas did this, if Georgia did this, it wouldn't excite me. I got no problem with Vandy giving out these Birmingham Bowl rings at all. People are killing them for hardware, for history. The Birmingham Bowl rings are in, cool looking rings and all that, and it's the Birmingham Bowl. But when you're Vanderbilt, there hadn't been too many of those bowl wins.
Do you know how many they've even played in?
I think they've played in, I would say, 4 bowls, and I bet they've got 2 bowl wins.
More bowls than that. I say they've played in 9, and I think they've got 3 bowl wins.
Jim is closer. That was their 10th bowl game, and they won half of them.
Wow.
Now they've tied one. They've tied one, so they've actually got a winning bowl record. So, yeah, that was their 5th bowl win of all time. I'm with you. And, God, that's got to be their first bowl win in forever. I can't even remember the last. Oh, I've got them right here.
James Franklin had to win one.
No, he won the BBVA Compass. Was that also the Birmingham Bowl?
I think that was in Birmingham.
41-24. Actually, James Franklin won 2 bowl games. He won back-to-back bowl games.
What was the other one?
Music City against NC State.
Yeah. Within 150.
I mean, but their bowl wins are the Gator Bowl against Auburn. Art Guepe was the coach. I've never heard of Art Guepe.
Yep.
Bobby Johnson, you remember Bobby Johnson won the Music City Bowl against Boston College, 16-14.
Couldn't cuss.
He would not cuss. James Franklin won the Music City Bowl, 38-24 over NC State, and the Birmingham Bowl, 41-24 over Houston.
The 41-24 Houston, I'll tell you where we were. We were in L.A. for Auburn and Florida State.
That's right. It was 2013. Good memory. Do you remember watching that?
Well, I remember.
We couldn't even get the Boise State game on in L.A. There's no way they were showing this one.
Yeah, I was watching it because all I needed for our football pool that year was either Houston to win that bowl game or for Auburn to beat Florida State. And then I win and of course, both lost.
Oh, boy, both lost, yeah. Houston was Auburn should have won. Houston.
When was that Auburn Vandy Gator Bowl?
1955?
55.
Let me see what old Art Guepe did.
Hey, pretty good Auburn team back then. They were building towards a 57 national championship.
Hey, Art Guepe ended
I didn't
up
cover it, so I'm told.
Art Guepe ended up with a winning record at Vandy. You can't say that much for Vandy coaches.
No, they used to be pretty good back in the day. They were better, more competitive.
Oh, wait a minute. That was his overall record. No, losing record. 39, 54, and 7 in his time at Vandy.
Yeah. By the way, their stadium expansion, remember it's been a construction zone for the last 2 years. It is finished. Here's a look at the south end zone. I mean, better than the construction site.
Is that what?
Looks like a baseball stadium.
What is that part right there on the right? Is that's like suite seating?
Yeah, all of that is loge and suite seating. Yes.
So what gets done first, that or the roadway between Montgomery and Alabama?
Well, that one's done.
65.
So that's the winner.
Yeah, they've worked on that for 2 years.
Okay.
So that is complete. The roadway between where and where?
Montgomery and Birmingham 65. You know, that little strip. It just seems like they're doing construction.
Constant construction.
I haven't been down that way in a while. So.
Yeah, it's under construction.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, Vanderbilt, that's the worst stadium in the SEC, and it's not even close. So they had to do something. I would still say, and people laughed at me when I said this, if they ever found a big booster to invest, that could be a good program. Now, you got to find the big booster and you got to find the money, and they've never been able to do that because a lot of people that make big money that leave Vanderbilt don't give two rips about football. So it's hard for the guy to pour money back in.
Such a negative connotation when it comes to Vanderbilt football.
It is. I know you've got to overcome that, but money can overcome that. Now, when you start paying players enough to come there, they'll come there.
We'll do 4 downs now, right after Brownie tells us about the great folks at Central State Bank. Tell us about Central State Bank.
Yeah, it is a wonderful bank, Central State Bank is. We love having them on the show. We appreciate them joining us. And if you're looking for a bank that truly gets you, 6 locations across Shelby County, 1 in Alexander City. It is Central State Bank. Now, they offer products and services that are designed to meet a wide range of individual needs and commercial needs. They do this because they know no two needs are the same. With more than 100 years of service, here's what Central State Bank knows. They're large enough to serve you, but small enough to know you, and that is massive. Rooted in the community, driven by relationships, Central State Bank, member FDIC.
First down.
Okay, better chance of happening. South Carolina gets to a college football playoff this year, or Ole Miss finishes the season unranked.
Well, I'm going to have to pull up Ole Miss's handy-dandy schedule here, Dunaway, to answer this one.
I mean, what is unranked? 7-5? 8-4.
Yeah,
ranked.
7-5.
Yeah, 7-5. I think it's a better chance that it's South Carolina makes the playoff or Ole Miss finishes unranked.
Yes.
I'm going to say there's a better chance Ole Miss is unranked than South Carolina making the playoffs.
I would agree. South Carolina's the schedule's brutal.
But I can easily find 5 Ole Miss losses.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU at home, at Georgia, at Oklahoma, South Carolina at home, Florida at home.
Yeah,
I mean those aren't crazy losses.
No, and you've got Austin Simmons have rave reviews. Everybody loves him, but it's a totally new team and a new quarterback. There's a lot of like with a lot of programs, a lot of unanswered questions at Ole Miss, and I would rather side with somebody failing to 7-5 than exceeding to 10-2,
especially against that South Carolina schedule.
Much like we talk about Josh Heupel, Josh Heupel's obviously a really good coach. You'll know how good of a coach he is this year because there's not a lot of expectation. I think the same with Ole Miss. I think it's 14 total starters that Lane Kiffin's got to replace. It just seems like this is a year that there's not a huge expectation. And if you were able to replace not only starting quarterback but all those starters and make noise, then I think Lane Kiffin, again, even goes up higher in these rankings.
Well, that's a tough 3-game stretch at Georgia, at Oklahoma, and host South Carolina. That is a tough 3-game stretch for them. I think it is more likely, I don't think this will happen, but more likely Ole Miss 7-5 out of the top 25, more so than South Carolina making the playoffs.
Second down.
Louis Armstrong would have been 124 years old today. Louis Vuitton would have been 204. Better career, Louis Armstrong or Louis Vuitton?
I see those Louis Vuitton purses everywhere, Jim.
For me, Louis Armstrong, but I think, more impact on the world, Louis Vuitton, sadly.
Yeah, the thing with the Louis Vuitton,
I see him everywhere, though.
He was a trunk maker back in the day. I don't think he ever envisioned that this was going to happen with these leather goods.
Yeah.
They just kind of hung on to the name. But Louis Armstrong, which I didn't realize, like I knew he was big-time trumpet player, but I didn't know he was responsible for What a Wonderful World, When the Saints Come Marching In, Hello, Dolly.
Yep.
That's some good songs. And he's got an airport named after him.
Yep, down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But when Deion Sanders showed up at Colorado, he didn't say, I'm bringing my soulful jazz trumpet player with me, right?
I mean, it comes down the influence on jazz, the influence on fashion. I don't know. It's tough. I'm going to go Louis Armstrong just because I think he was probably more talented.
Now, Louis Vuitton, do you know this, Lance? Did you do study here?
I did a little bit.
Okay. Does his family, because you said he's a truck maker, but now the purses are big. Does his family still got the company? Did they still have the company?
No. It got bought by, obviously,
Elon Musk?
No, not Elon Musk, but... venture capitalists came in. I forgot what the group is called.
Okay, but so they got money out of that. Though.
Oh, yeah.
So at least
yeah.
All right. So at least they've got their money.
But again, and you guys have seen this like in movies like Titanic. Everybody traveled with the rich with the huge trunks.
Right.
That were Louis Vuitton back in the day.
The brand is estimated to be worth $19 billion right now. That's probably more than Louis Armstrong's ever able to do.
Yeah.
All his music together.
Yeah. Well,
that's a big brand.
Yeah. Louis Armstrong's records, phonographs back in the day didn't cost as much as a T-shirt and a hat at a baseball game.
Well, you said $19 billion. Like, I don't think if you combine like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Taylor Swift, all those catalogs wouldn't be worth that.
Probably not. You're right. By the way, how about this? In 2004, Louis Vuitton fakes accounted for 18% of the counterfeit accessories seized in Europe. 18% just on this one product.
I have never understood, like, if you want to spend that kind of money on something great, but why you would want to knock off.
Yeah, if you're going to.
Like, I know somebody that's got, knockoff, Gucci, a knockoff Rolex, and they
are they open about it, or you just know they're knockoff?
Well, they're open to me about it, but I don't know if they're open to other people. I have no idea. I just find it weird. Like, why even buy the knockoffs?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just be buying just something cheap that smells like chemicals then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
It's going to fall apart and quit working.
Buy quality cheap. Yeah. Don't buy like the knockoff cheap. I don't really understand that at all.
Yeah.
Third down.
Like this, I wear it. This is a Citizen watch. Wear it every day. It's the only watch I own. I'm not a big watch guy. I think this was $100. So probably a knockoff Rolex is $100, right?
I don't know.
I guess I don't know, but this thing lasts and lasts and lasts. I mean, I've never had an issue with it.
It depends if you put fake diamonds in the fake Rolex
that's
too.
True, yeah.
The original Apple Watch. I don't know how many years ago that was now.
A couple $100 maybe.
I don't know. It was a gift, but so free to me. But it wasn't a lot, relatively speaking.
Still works, huh?
And this was the original. I've never gotten an upgrade or anything. So,
and it still
Apple
works
Watch
as fine. Holds its charge and everything. Like you don't have issues with it losing its charge or anything.
No.
Do you charge it every night?
I do.
See, this is solar powered. How about that $100? Now it's all scratched up. Look, I mean, you see how scratched the face is. I banged it around.
That's what. If I had a lot of money, I would have a watch problem.
So you like watches?
I like watches. Yeah.
And truly, the only reason I wear the watch is for the tan line.
Oh my gosh, how much golf you've played this year!
Just to know.
Look at that. That's one of the worst I've ever seen, Jim.
It's just to know. You should see my feet.
No, you didn't see Freeze's his FootJoy line. It was like chicken meat under that sock.
No, my feet are bad.
Those are supposed to be no-show socks too.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
You got them hiked up.
So I just only wear it. I get my time from this.
Yeah. So you wear the watch to cover up the tan line?
Yeah.
Not
to cover it up, to make the tan line.
To create the tan line?
I think like the watch, how time is fascinating in itself, but like a really good quality watch, what goes into actually like putting that thing together, I just think they're pretty amazing.
Time is fascinating in itself.
No, it is.
Yeah. Like in what realm? Explain that.
Like how we came up with the concept of time and
but especially like if you look back in ancient times, how everybody had a different calendar, and we finally just said, okay, we're going to go with this calendar.
Yeah, but how we're universal, August 4th, 2025 at 10:48 and 4 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't always that way. You could have the Aztecs had a calendar, the Egyptians had a calendar.
But just how detailed.
I know I'm Jimmy America. I think the reason we are all on the same time now is because of the United States.
No.
Yeah, I believe
we're on the Gregorian
Yeah,
calendar.
the Gregorian calendar.
No, I'm talking about right now that it's 10:48 our time here in the Central Time Zone.
Right.
11:48, and there's a certain time in London and Moscow
You
and
think
Tokyo.
the United States invented time
I think
zones?
it's because of the United States of America.
Okay, I'm gonna Google that one.
I don't know if you know this, but like we've only been around in the United States since 1776.
Yeah, but so do you think before 1776 they worried in Moscow what time it was compared to what time it was in
Believe it or not, though, they had clocks
in the capital
back
of Cherokee Nation here,
which is even more impressive. Yeah. Like you guys listen to S-Town. I mean, most people did the podcast, right?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
And you remember the crazy? What was his name?
John.
Yeah, Crazy John.
I can't remember his last
But
name.
he was like a clock maker.
Yeah. Listen, I know it's always kid friendly on the show here, but get your kids close by. Brown's about to do a little educational moment. PBS may be going away, so this may be the one moment before they go back to class on Wednesday that you get an educational moment.
All right.
And I don't know if I'm right. I'm just
You're
all in
incorrect.
on the United States.
Italian mathematician Quirico Filipponti introduced the idea of a worldwide system of time zones in his book Miranda, published in 1858. He proposed 24 hourly time zones, which he called longitudinal days.
Introduced.
Who
made it happen?
Scottish-born Canadian Sir Sanford Fleming proposed a worldwide system of time zones in 1876. We are not doing American yet.
Yeah.
By 1900, almost all inhabited places on Earth had adopted a standard time zone.
Yeah,
the United States not mentioned anywhere in here. I'm sorry to tell you.
Like I don't even think of does America have a good and I'm asking legitimately, like a good timepiece?
What do you mean by that?
Like
the naval clock, the naval observatory.
I'm just
clock,
saying,
yeah.
though, like the
Thank you.
Europeans
You're
are the
welcome.
best when it comes to making watches and quality timepieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That time zone thing, I think we're going to go with the Italian guy. It appears that he was first one in the game here.
Well, I mean, Leonardo da Vinci introduced the concept of a helicopter, too, way back in the day. But they didn't make that work until later in life.
Listen, nobody.
And by the way, do you give credit to the Germans for the atomic bomb or the United States? Because it was Germans that we brought over here that came up with it.
Well, that's true. I mean, our race to space. Do you give credit to the Germans or without all the German rocket scientists?
That's an American thing for me.
Okay.
Race to space, the atomic bomb.
The atomic bomb bad, so
I mean,
the Germans
Americans actually were wise enough to go get the guys behind it.
I'm telling you, time zones were not a big deal until Pat Summerall one time said, "Murder, She Wrote" after the game, except on the West Coast. That's when time zones became important. US thing.
I think I hit third down.
Oh, did you?
We're
Okay.
only on third down.
We're on third down.
Okay.
Billy Bob Thornton, 70 years old today, former guest on the show. Better career, Billy Bob Thornton or Bill Parcells?
Bill Parcells for me.
I think I would go Bill Parcells. And one reason I would go Bill Parcells is when you look at his coaching tree, which includes Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. I mean, his impact on the game beyond just what he did as a coach, but the coaches that spread their wings under him, I think I got to go Bill Parcells.
Yeah, and I think
that one.
unfortunately for him as a head coach, everywhere he went, the guy was successful. Obviously with the Giants, he wins Super Bowl. He takes New England to a Super Bowl. He should have had the Jets there. They have a second half meltdown in the AFC Championship against Denver. I think his Cowboy days.
It changes it a little bit.
It felt a little short. I would agree with you. I think Billy Bob Thornton is fantastic. Has done a lot of things. I mean, from Sling Blade to Bad Santa and to now Landman. Just
he's on that commercial right there. That's him right there.
Yeah, that's what's that, T-Mobile? Yeah, he's selling T-Mobile now. He's had a good career, but I mean, Bill Parcells' impact on the game was tremendous.
I bet Parcells hadn't been near anything close to Angelina Jolie. But I am going to go Parcells. I'll agree with you guys.
Yeah, beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. I think I'd been rather closer to Lawrence Taylor and his greatness.
Fourth down.
Wouldn't it be cool if Lawrence Taylor had wore a vial of quarterbacks he had sacked blood around his neck?
Hey, he just had crack around his neck. Just hit it real quick before he goes after the quarterback. Barack Obama, 64 today. Better career. Ultimately, Barack Obama or Joe Burrow?
Oh, Barack Obama. Yeah. I think it's likely that Burrow never wins a Super Bowl. And, I mean, that's going to, being president of the United States, the first black president of the United States, two-term president of the United States. I mean, whatever you want to say about Barack Obama, he's going to have a better career than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I put a lot of stock in the office. So it'd be insulting to the office to say...
You put a lot of stock in football, too.
I do, but not as much as the presidency of the United States. I think Burrow could win one. I mean,
if he does, though, think about that. So he'll have a Heisman Trophy, a national championship. If he wins one, there's a good chance he's got an MVP too.
Yeah, I wonder how many people have done that. Heisman national championship and
not a lot.
Super Bowl. I mean, that can't be many, if any.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. Tommy Tuberville wants Obama tried for treason.
That's probably not going to happen.
10 years from now, we could find out something different
about
either one of these. But right now, I'd go Obama over Burrow.
He's not even a U.S. citizen.
No, I remember that too. Yeah, I'm going to go President Obama on this one too. I'd say Burrow's maybe even multiple Super Bowls to a two-term president.
I mean, but if I would have asked, I mean, to be fair, if I would have said Tom Brady.
Oh, that's a different discussion now with Tom Brady.
Patrick Mahomes is probably a different discussion.
It's probably a different discussion. But, Joe Burrow without a Super Bowl, I'm going to go President Obama on this one.
I like Burrow winning a Super Bowl somewhere else.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough with
the
Bengals.
Cincinnati.
So you think he doesn't finish in Cincinnati?
I don't think he will.
It's hard to see Cincinnati hoisting the trophy. I mean, they were just a few seconds away just a few years ago against the Rams, but they've just never done it.
Yeah, I think he plays out this contract and never signs another one in Cincinnati.
How long is this contract? I mean,
it's lengthy.
He just did it.
It's lengthy. I mean, he just came off his rookie contract.
Yeah.
So
it was about 10 years, I think, was it? 8 years?
I don't know if it was that. It's probably 5.
Joe Burrow's contract, 5-year, $275. But I don't know what year he signed it. I think it was just this past offseason, wasn't it?
I just don't think they'll want to.
Yeah. 2029 is his last year under this contract.
He'll still be really good.
I'd play it out, man, if I was him. Dak Prescott that thing up and then
$219 million in guaranteed money. I mean, that's a lot. That is so much money.
That's why Trey Hendrickson's not coming to camp.
Yeah, exactly. He sees that.
That is our 4 downs today, brought to you in part by a couple of great folks. One of them is Dr. B. Tell us about Dr. B.
Dr. B, best in the business. You start thinning out a little bit. You want to maintain. You want to grow some back. Dr. Beckenstein is the guy that you need to call. Him and his great staff, 205-319-0316, T3hair.net for more information. T3's got the test that is so easy, painless, affordable, takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. There are over 10 categories of agents they use, knowing they will work for you. They will custom compound these agents for you in pill or topical forms. You pick and choose which agents you want. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they work. Stop wasting your money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Come see Dr. B and find out what will work for you. 205-319-0316 or T3hair.net.
The College Football Spotlight.
And our spotlight each day presented by our guy, Alexander Shinara, Trial Attorneys. He is a Birmingham guy, Alexander Shinara, so what he wanted to do was create a firm that can handle anything his community face. Well, he has done just that. You obviously know about his great work with personal injury claims, but he does much more than that. Claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
Max Johnson was born July 25th, 2001. He's 24. He played his first game at LSU as quarterback in the pandemic year.
I was about to say, it seems like he's older than that.
2 years at LSU, 2 years at Texas A&M. He's going into his second year at North Carolina. Projected starting quarterback, possibly coming off of a major leg injury. Here's Mac Johnson getting asked about when he realized the severity of his injury last year.
When did you realize maybe the severity of what you were dealing with? And just what was that period like when you were there and they were working?
Well, I kind of knew it was pretty serious as soon as it happened. I couldn't tell if it was my knee or my femur or my leg. And I remember getting up and put my shoulders around, the trainers who were carrying me off the field. And as soon as I got picked up, my leg kind of like slipped out. Oof. Kind of felt it dangling. And right then and there, I knew it was my femur.
Oh.
And then I remember being in the hospital and, went through a couple surgeries, and it was tough, man. Laying there on the bed, not knowing what was going to happen, how long I was going to be, in the hospital, and I really just didn't know. There was a point in time where I thought I was going to lose my leg, and got blessed to be able to, continue to play football, and man, what an honor it is just to be back playing. So I mean, all the coaches believed in me, and I kind of believed in myself, and the Lord kind of put me in this position to glorify Him through, kind of what I'm doing. And man, what a journey it's been.
Total of five surgeries. Many times between surgeries, thought the leg was going to have to. They were doing this next surgery to try to the blood flow and everything, so he didn't lose his leg. And now he's still going to try to play football again for his 6th year.
Yeah, two things. First of all, this shows you the commitment to North Carolina football, some of the worst acoustics ever. There's no way basketball would have that in a press conference. I had kind of forgotten about Max Johnson. I'll tell you when I knew it was serious, when Brock Heward on the broadcast got choked up.
They kept showing Brad Johnson and his wife.
Yeah, they kept showing the Johnsons, and that's when Brock really got choked up. And at that point, you're like, damn, this... Like, not only season ending, the first night, it was a Thursday night against Minnesota, but this is probably career ending. And I just kind of out of sight, out of mind, didn't even really think about Max Johnson being back in the mix. I just figured that Gio Lopez, you got him in the portal from South Alabama, and he was going to be the guy this year for Belichick.
It's amazing, Jim, how often this happens in football. Like, was it Teddy Bridgewater at Minnesota?
Bridgewater, Milton McKenzie, Robert Edwards. I mean, all these guys, they talk about not, just horrific injuries. They're talking about losing legs.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if not for the actions of the Alabama team doctors, the same thing could have happened to Tua and the injury at Mississippi State.
100%.
They had to get this just sounds horrific, but I've heard the stories of it. Lyle Kane and Norman Waldrop and all those guys that do such a good job for Alabama.
I was at the game. Main artery was pinched off, and he was losing circulation in that leg.
Yeah, they had to get it back into socket before they could transport him. And there's no time to numb that. Imagine that pain. Your hip has come out of socket, and they know to avoid the possibility of him losing that leg, we got to get this thing back in socket before we even try to get him to a hospital. So in the locker room in Starkville, Mississippi, they're putting his leg without any sort of numbing back into socket.
I thought they did some of it on the field.
They may have.
Yeah,
the story I've heard was something they had to do in the locker room, and it's not great.
One of the I mean, there's a plethora of reasons I don't play the intramurals anymore, but like if you have one of those injuries and you decide to sit it out for a couple of hours before you go to the ER, I mean, do you bleed out? Do you lose your leg?
I don't know.
I mean, it's got to happen more often. I mean, it's got to happen some.
Yeah.
That circulation, losing that circulation was the key there in all those cases that you heard about. That's our spotlight today, brought to you by our friend Alexander Shannara. One more hour of the show to go. Always brought to you by Champy's Chicken, right there on 119 in Alabaster. They bring you the 11 o'clock hour, a chance to go by and see Sterling and the crew today on Highway 119. Sterling and his family's been at that same location for over a decade, giving you a taste of that Delta magic. Not only is Champy's perfect for all your tailgating this football season, you can choose for Champy's your next office party, business meeting, wedding, birthday, doesn't matter. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
Follow LT on Twitter @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. 888-866-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Alabama, join us over on covercrimson.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on covercrimson.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Looking to expand your business? Let the Next Round help you. Contact us, sales@nextroundlive.com, and be part of the team. Advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platforms. The Next Round can take your business to the next level. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, while reaching the most desirable audience for your business. Get more information by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level using the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
That's how we're always brought to you by Champy's Chicken. We told you about that. Heading to the top of the hour, Sterling and the crew down there. 19 days away from football and all that tailgating returning for you there. Real interesting notes going on in the NFL before we jump into our college football conversation again. Jerry Jones said Cowboy fans should not lose sleep over Micah Parsons requesting a trade. He refers back to Emmitt Smith sitting out, having a holdout in 1993. And then Jerry tells USA Today, like with Dak Prescott and others, they're not afraid to use a franchise tag once or twice on players. But Micah Parsons, who grew up a Cowboys fan in Pennsylvania, has been all in on this franchise. He says he wants out now.
You know, it's interesting because I did hear Mike Tannenbaum, former GM for the New York Jets. He brought this point up, and I kind of agree with this. Like, now that he's requested the trade and doesn't want to be a Cowboy, if you're Jerry Jones, why would you not reach out to all 31 other teams and say, what would you give us for Micah Parsons?
What do you think you could get for Parsons? A king's
lot.
ransom. He's one of the best defensive players in the NFL.
This was brought up earlier, too. Peter Schrager, who used to be with the NFL Network, is now with ESPN.
Who now owns NFL Network.
Yeah, he's back with the NFL Network, kind of.
Yeah, I guess kind of so. But he talked about, he was covering Khalil Mack when Khalil Mack at one point was at least considered maybe the best defensive player in the league. He demanded a trade, and they ended up getting 2 first-rounders for it.
Yeah, I know you could get a king's ransom for Micah Parsons. That guy can play. He can almost. Daniel Jeremiah said this some time ago to me on the NFL Network. He's like, Micah Parsons could play any defensive position, I believe. He says, I truly believe it. Is he undersized for an interior defensive lineman? Sure. But with his skill, I still think he could manage it. He said, but every other position, you want to play him on the edge, you can play the edge. You want to play him at corner, he could do it. You want to play him at safety, he could do it. Like Micah Parsons could play anywhere on the field. It just so happens he plays linebacker, and he's one of the best there is. So you get a ton for him.
Abdul Carter's having a great camp with the Giants. These defensive guys who can pressure the quarterback and do things like that, they're a must-to-have in today's NFL.
Well, again, and, I always bring it back to the Rams, but watching last year, Jared Verse in year 1, Braden Fisk in year 1, Kobe Turner in year 2, and Byron Young in year 2, they got more pressure on any quarterback in the NFL. And everybody talks about Sean McVay's offense, and they're really, really efficient. But it was because so much pressure on the quarterback. And one of the reasons that a lot of people believe if there's going to be a team that can knock off the Eagles, it might be the Rams just because of the pressure they can get. There is you can talk about great defensive backs all the time and great linebackers, but when you've got great pressure on the quarterback, that's where it all starts.
Yep.
We got breaking news.
We do.
Oh, I was about to tell you it's time to do a break line spot.
Whoa,
anyway, this worked
timing.
out perfect. Yeah.
What timing? You'll have to tell me if this is breaking news. We got the coaches poll out. Is that breaking news for you?
It is the football coaches poll.
The football coaches poll.
Before you show it to me in Dunaway, can we go 1 through 4 or 1 through 4?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. You want to do it on a dry? No, we don't need dry erase board. No.
Yeah, we can. Or let's do 1 through 5.
Okay, 1 through 5.
Because I think 5 gets tricky. I would think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so the coaches poll is out. They're going to try to predict it. Breakline brings you all our breaking news. BreaklineOptics.com is the website you need to use. BreaklineOptics.com. These are quality glasses. They are built to last. They are durable. These are polarized molded Trivex lenses, which means you cannot break these lenses. You can beat them with a hammer. You can't break them. That's what kind of glasses they build at Breakline. These are local people, Breakline Optics, but they are a national company. So when you're buying local, but they are serving the entire nation. If you want to see them, touch them, feel them for yourself, Deep South Outfitters and Birmingham, they've got them in stock. Or you can just see everything at BreaklineOptics.com, BreaklineOptics.com. They always bring you breaking news, which right now is the very first of the recognized polls that we have seen. I was looking earlier when we were talking to Andy. Yep. Staples, when the AP poll comes out, it's got to be in the next couple of days, but USA Today has released the coaches poll. Do you know when the AP comes out?
I think it's next Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
Yeah. I am locked in. I'm locked in.
All right.
Oh, we're going to be really different.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, I was afraid we were going to be really on top. Okay, go.
Number 1, I have got the Texas Longhorns. I don't think they should be there, but this offseason hype has been absolutely amazing.
I think they'll be number 1 in the media poll, the AP.
Oh, this is coaches.
This is coaches.
Oh, yeah. Let me, it is going to be completely different. I think they will go Ohio State 1 just because.
A lot of coaches feel like until you lose, you're number 1.
Yeah. So one thing I'll flip.
You got a dry erase here.
Yeah. No, I will go real quick. I'll go Ohio State 1 now.
Uh-huh.
Texas 2, Penn State 3, Georgia 4, Oregon 5.
Okay.
Is that what you had?
Now we're identical.
Yeah.
Talk yourself right into
it.
it.
So that's what I've got.
So
is that
identical.
Right?
Where do you have Alabama?
Alabama is going to be 6 or 7.
I got them 6.
It's going to be Clemson or Alabama.
Oh, shoot. I forgot Clemson. Clemson's going to be high on
I think Clemson will be 6, Alabama will be 7.
Lance forgot which poll. You forgot Clemson.
I forgot Clemson. Clemson's going to be 4 on my list.
Now, my media poll,
Georgia's going to be 5 and Alabama 6.
Back to the AP, I do think Texas will be 1 and Penn State will be 2.
I agree 100% with that.
The USA Today coaches poll, and I've got to find the votes. I don't have the votes, like number 1 votes or whatever. I'll find that as quick as I can. The number 1 team in the country, as voted on by the coaches, the Texas Longhorns.
Wow.
And again, to your guys' point, that says a lot because normally the coaches will go with the team until they lose. But Texas is number 1, Ohio State number 2, Penn State number 3, Georgia 4, and Notre Dame rounds out your top 5.
Notre Dame. I forgot about Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
You forget Clemson and Notre Dame.
Where's Clemson?
I know we all vote top.
I'll get to them momentarily.
There's different ways to vote the top 25. Do you think these coaches are voting on who they think will win the national championship?
I don't know. It's always one of the most complicated things to me. Like if you ask me to do a preseason poll, I'm telling you who I think is going to win the national championship.
Me too.
Why else would I have them number 1 if I don't think they're going to win the national championship?
Coaches are wise enough to know that Steve Sarkisian has never won a championship.
Well, they are.
Did we as I forget our 40 and 40 as soon as we're done with it. We had Texas number 1 well, didn't we?
We did.
the greatest preseason fan poll there is.
In fact, if you can, there's our 40 and 40.
Yeah, I don't think Sark wants to be in this situation, right?
Oh no.
So our
1 and 2 on our poll.
Yeah.
1 on the road at number 2 in our poll.
Our audience went 1 and 2, the same as the coaches did. Now we had Clemson higher than the coaches, who have Clemson number 6. We had them number 3.
Okay. So, but wait, according to the coaches poll, number 1 plays on the road at number 2 opening weekend.
That is correct.
Has that ever happened?
Oh, I doubt it.
Oh, wait a second. What was
Maybe
Miami and
Florida State,
Auburn
Miami.
in '84?
But that wasn't on the road. That was in
neutral
East
site.
Rutherford. Yeah.
Yeah, but was that 1 versus 2?
What
Miami and Bo Jackson's Auburn team that year. Miami coming off of a national championship. Auburn should have been national champions.
In that game, Miami was number 10.
Crap. No respect.
What's Miami doing number 10 in that game?
I don't know. They may have sucked that year.
Yeah, 20-18. Miami beat Auburn that year.
This is fascinating, though, because you said at number 6 is Clemson.
Hey, they are.
There's no Oregon there yet. So where's Alabama? Is Alabama down to 8, 9?
Alabama checks in, according to the coaches, at number 8.
Number 8.
So Oregon 7.
It's Oregon is 7. So you go Texas, Ohio State, Penn State,
Playoffs,
Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson, Oregon, Alabama, LSU at 9, Miami at 10, Arizona State at 11. Coach is high on Arizona State. That's the coaches' vote. Who won the Big 12 last year? Arizona State. All right, put them next. That's what the coaches did right there.
By the way, I think this is where Kalen DeBoer wants to be.
Illinois 12. So the coaches are on board with Illinois being that 4th team out of the Big 10. South Carolina 13. I mean, Shane Beamer's like, have y'all seen my schedule?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen my back-to-back years?
Have y'all seen the schedule?
Tells me right there how they vote.
Michigan.
Like where they believe the team is right now.
Michigan 14.
It'd be a good year for Sharon Moore if they finish 14.
Ole Miss 15.
Be a good year for Lane Kiffin.
SMU 16.
Be a good year for Red Lashley.
Florida 17 would be a good year for Billy Napier.
I think so with the schedule, yeah.
Tennessee 18. They've got a lot more faith in the Bulls than
year
most.
for Tennessee.
They sure would, yep. Indiana 19.
Be a good year for Signet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kansas State 20. Is that a good year for Chris Kleiman?
That's about
okay, now we're off the
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah, I expect them to win. I say flip them in Arizona State.
Texas A&M 21.
Be a good year.
Yep. 22 is Matt Campbell in Iowa State. We just talked about him.
Yeah.
Runners up in the Big 12 last year.
I mean, that's an 8 or 9 win season.
23 is BYU without their quarterback. Jake Retzlaff is gone.
Not bad.
24, guns up, Texas Tech. I was talking to a Texas Tech fan when I was on vacation, and I brought up the billionaire. He's like, oh, yeah, we're excited. We're about to see if we can buy a football team.
You know what sounds crazy is they didn't finish the season ranked last year, but I don't think 24 is good enough for them.
Really? Boise is 25 to round out your top 25.
But to your point, LT, 24 for Texas Tech. That would be 1 in Arizona State.
Well, I think you had 4 teams in front of them.
Kansas State, Iowa State, BYU. You have 4 Big 12 teams ahead of them. And as a guy who counted our 40 and 40 poll, I will tell you, here's what happens. Why you get this cluster of Big 12 teams at the bottom. Everybody has a different opinion on who's going to win that league, and they fall in usually somewhere between 11 and 15. So they end up getting so many points from being put 11th or 12th that they end up pooling around that 20 to 25 slot. That's why you have so many, because somebody high, one of the coaches put obviously Arizona State high. That's how they're 11th. But somebody had Kansas State probably 11th on their poll. Iowa State had them winning the Big 12 11th. BYU winning the Big 12 11th. Texas Tech winning the Big 12 11th. And now you end up with a pool of them right there at the bottom of the top 25. The Big 12 is ruining the polls.
They're ruining the polls being so...
Because all those teams will not finish. They're ruining the preseason
Having
polls.
so much parity is ruining the polls.
So they've still got Boise in the college football playoff, right?
No. Well, I guess.
Because I was going to say, like, this year's playoff, kind of like last year's, you've got some surprise players in there. I mean, Miami would be there. Illinois, well, I don't know if Illinois would get in, right?
It would be close, depending on where Boise finished.
So if you want to talk first place votes, first of all, Chip Brown pointed this out, and I think you were on vacation, Dunaway, when I brought this up. I couldn't believe it.
It's an AP. It's an AP poll.
It's coaches too.
Is it really? I thought it was just the AP
it was actually
poll.
Connor O'Gara that brought it up. Let me back up. It was not Chip. It was Connor O'Gara. That Texas has never been a preseason number 1 in the Associated Press, and according to USA Today, I'm reading it from their website. Texas will open at number 1 for the first time in the coaches poll history.
Wow.
So how about that? Texas is going to be number 1, probably unanimously, for the first time in school history in preseason. That is just so difficult for me to believe.
In both polls, they don't have all the votes.
I'm sorry, consensus number 1. Yeah, excuse me. All right, so talking about the votes, 67 coaches, 28 first-place votes for Texas, 20 for the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Penn State got 14.
Little surprising on Ohio State with the coaches.
Yeah.
Just because it's such an easy, I'm going to defer to who's got the belt right now.
Yeah.
And then they normally do that. You're right. Georgia, so Penn State at 14 first-place votes. Georgia got 4 first-place votes. Notre Dame at number 5 got 0 first-place votes. Clemson got a first-place vote. And that was it. They got 2, 2 first-place votes. So Clemson got 2, Notre Dame got 0.
How many coaches? How many
67.
67. Well, I feel like by the end of the year, they only got 32 first-place votes. I think half of them stopped voting.
Do you have the coaches published?
I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, I know you are. I'll see if I can find it.
While you're doing that, our show being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill. Hot and cold on the poll right now. The new coaches poll is out. Texas, number 1. Ohio State is 2. Georgia is number 4 from the SEC. Alabama in at number 8 in the coaches poll. LSU 9. Those are the SEC teams in the top 10, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill.
205-229-2090. You experience any plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, whether it's your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of these services. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Why don't you ask me? There's 67 coaches, so what are you looking for? I do have the list here.
Hugh Freeze?
Hugh Freeze does have a vote. So does Kalen DeBoer.
Okay. Trent Dilfer?
Trent Dilfer does not have a vote. They're alphabetical. Your D's are Spencer Danielson at Boise and Ryan Day at Ohio State, along with Kalen DeBoer, Manny Diaz, Dave Doran, Eli Drinkwitz, Sonny Dykes. So Trent Dilfer is the one D that didn't get a vote.
Does Dabo Sweeney have a vote?
Let me go to the S's. Dabo, Kirby Smart does, Mark Stoops does, John Summerall does, Lance Taylor does at Western Michigan, but no Dabo Sweeney.
Well, because Clemson had 1 first-place vote, right?
They had 2.
Oh, okay.
And Notre Dame had 0. Which then your next question would be, does Marcus Freeman have a vote?
Well, I don't think he would vote himself 1 anyway. I do find it interesting, though, that Clemson's got 2 and Dabo's not voting.
Marcus Freeman does have a vote, and he did not vote his team number 1.
Does Brian Kelly have a vote?
BK. Let me get to the K's here, Jim. HIJK. Yes, I have to still do that. Brian Kelly does not have a vote.
Because if I was Brian Kelly, I'd vote to Clemson number 1.
I would vote Clemson number 1, and I would vote myself out of the top 25.
BK did not
lower
get to do that.
the expectations.
Trey Lamb, our golfer, the guy that qualified for the Oklahoma Amateur, he's got a vote.
There's no way he's got time to rebuild a program, play golf, and vote.
So he and Hugh both have a vote and tee times.
That's a vote and a single-digit handicap.
And Dilfer said, no thanks.
Dilfer's like, man, I can't keep this plus handicap voting in this thing.
I'll squeeze in another 9.
Well, there you go. There's your coaches poll. Others receiving votes, just real quick. The first time I've been able to look at that.
Where was USC?
They are 1, 2, 3, 4th receiving votes, so 29th.
Where's Auburn?
29th. 30, 31, 32nd. Baylor and Auburn, oddly, boy, they are joined together because I saw while I was on vacation, it flipped over, huh?
Yeah,
the Baylor's now the favorite?
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
But 1.5. And everyone pointed out.
Well, I'm just wondering what got it to move.
Yeah, everyone pointed out, as Taylor was pointing out, that the line had flipped to a betting favorite. Everyone was like, yeah, but the money line is still equally split. So it's virtually a pick-em game, right? If the money line is minus 110, minus 110.
But I am a little surprised that it would move 1.5 without like anything significant going on.
That ends up being basically home field advantage, though, right? About 1.5.
Normally 3 points is what they say.
Okay.
But
Your others receiving votes: Oklahoma 26th, Missouri 27th. Why are you
overrated this year?
Missouri or Oklahoma?
Missouri's
Missouri.
overrated.
I kind of agree.
Joke schedule though.
Louisville 28th, USC I mentioned 29th, Utah 30th.
Sneaky team, Utah.
Baylor 31, Auburn 32. Other SEC teams receiving votes.
By the way, Auburn minus 1.5 right now.
Arkansas got some votes, huh?
So I never saw the flip-flop.
Well, it flipped on FanDuel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Florida State, by the way, in case you're wondering, they got 8 points. You get 1 point for a 25th vote, 25 points for a first place vote, in case you don't know how that works. Florida State got 8, so they got some votes. Vanderbilt got some votes. Buffalo got a vote. Somebody voted Buffalo 25th. Let me see if Buffalo. What's their coach's name? I gotta find him in the 67 coaches.
Somebody old and confused.
I don't know.
Josh Allen.
Somebody voted
Keon Coleman.
Somebody voted Buffalo 25th.
I know James Cook may not play, but I'm gonna put him 25.
Yeah, 25th. Buffalo got a vote. That's
By the way, that was all of Bill's camp knowledge I have right there. Keon Coleman, good. Josh Allen, good. James Cook, not playing.
Not playing. I like James Cook too. Yeah. He's a good running back.
Pete Limbo.
Pete Limbo? Let's see if Pete Limbo voted his team. Pete Limbo.
I'll put us 25. Give me a little positive
Clark
buzz.
Lee has a vote. Nope, Pete Limbo. Yes, he does. I mean, it's got to be. He voted his team 25th, right?
Yeah.
The Buffalo coach has a vote. Nobody else got to vote them 25th.
Yeah.
What if there's a word in his contract? If you receive votes in any of the major polls, you get a $100,000 bonus.
Yep. Insider trading.
Show you guys. 25.
I am in. Where'd I pick that check up?
Send it over to me. All right. There's the coaches poll. A pleasant surprise at 11 o'clock Central Time today. I did not know it was coming.
I did not either.
I wish they'd send me an alert.
I mean, I would have liked more heads up. I have not seen anything saying the coaches, but I've had to ask you when the AP polls out.
I guarantee you that on what I deleted today from the Football Writers Association that I'm a member of.
Everybody don't forget.
There is something in that release that I did not read today that said, hey, remember the Football Writers Association helping out with the coaches poll? It comes out today, da-da-da-da-da.
This is to further highlight where Lance said Kalen DeBoer does not mind being ranked where they are ranked. This is Alabama's lowest preseason coaches poll ranking since Nick Saban's second year, 2008. So this is...
So that's the big Clemson win that
that's
sort of woke it up.
Yeah, I think Alabama was ranked in the teens when they beat Clemson.
Where was Alabama ranked last year going into the season?
I'd have to go back and look, but it's obvious. In the coaches poll, at least, it was higher than 8th, according to them, according to the coaches poll. The Associated Press poll, by the way, will be released 1 week from today. So we'll get to do this all over again in next Monday's show.
Yep. 1 week from today.
Alabama last year were 5, and they were the... how about me getting some of these answers real quick? How about me pat myself on the back as hard as I can?
How about you reading?
I know. Alabama began...
How about the internet connection?
Alabama began last season, Lance, number 5.
How about the inventor of that laptop?
In both polls, they were 5. It's Apple, man. It's Steve Jobs.
Way to go, Apple.
Alabama, number 5 in both polls last year, and finished 17th.
Oof. What an underachieving year.
Yep. What else you want me to read?
the man who didn't know the coach of Buffalo.
Pete Limbo.
Lance gave him Pete Limbo.
Yeah.
I don't think Lance looked it up.
No, I did.
100% Lance looked that up. Come on.
There was a time Lance would not have had to look up Pete Limbo.
Well, I didn't realize Pete Limbo went from Ball State to Buffalo.
Wow, what a move. He's the
I mean, what does that say to Ball State?
I know. You suck even in math standards, you suck.
Well, even when I tried to move on EA Sports, they were like, it's a lateral move. I wouldn't take that job. It's a lateral move.
Boy,
yeah.
You didn't even get better weather. Like, if you'd have gone to a lateral move with better weather, I could have applauded it.
Not a better conference, nothing.
So you might get getting value. Buffalo's catching 16.5 week 1 against Minnesota. So grab Limbo plus 16.5.
There's got to be one team getting votes in that game.
I mean, Minnesota doesn't score 17 points most games. So,
yeah. Hey, our friends at New York Butcher Shop bringing you part of the show today. Hey, New York Butcher Shop open every day until 7 o'clock. Not open on Sundays, but every other day on your drive home. You swing by there.
Yeah, Jack Taylor coming over tonight for a little dinner. Probably going to pick up some of those Italian meatballs, do a little pasta from the New York Butcher Shop, from the steaks, the chicken, the pork, the ribs. You're going to love it. Great staff of butchers. 2 locations, the original, Cava Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone as well. Get in, see Jim and that fantastic staff. They've got a great selection of fine wines and desserts as well. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve And it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Hang out with the next round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the next round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Back with you on the next round. Thanks to our buddy Matt, Walk-Ons. I was by there Sunday afternoon to test my TV setup for NFL Sunday, late Sundays. And they're back with us for some big events coming up. Can't wait to tell you more about that. But shout out to Walk-Ons. I missed my salad, but I found a different salad I like.
It's almost Ohio. You almost got a Woody Hayes look with the khakis and the
1980s coach.
That's right. Yeah, got to wear cleats with those pants.
Yep.
Yeah, we are excited about having our friends at Walk-Ons back on with us.
Always great folks there. 3 locations that Matt owns here locally: Trussville, the one off of Highway 150 in Hoover, and the one off Highway 280. Yep. Great locations there. Brown has a shout out too.
I want to give a shout out to Sue Pearson, faithful viewer of the show. and sometimes podcast listener, up in Decatur, Alabama. I am in Boothbay Harbor, Maine this past week. I don't know what day of the week it was. I lost track. Boothbay Harbor, Maine. My wife is in one of the mini shops they have, shopping around. I'm just sitting on the bench, minding my own business, and I hear somebody say, Ryan Brown? And I look up, and it's Sue. She's there with a friend. She is a faithful audience member.
It's so random.
So
That's
random
awesome.
in
Maine.
Boothbay Harbor, Maine. So a friend of hers from Alabama now lives up in Maine, and she was up visiting her, and they were walking through the town, and she watches the show every day. So shout out to Sue.
Always wanted to go to Maine in the summer. You guys obviously did it this past week. I've heard the only negative that I've ever heard is it's a pain in the ass to get there.
We flew to Boston and rented a car and drove. It really wasn't that difficult. I mean, from Boston to where you start going to the little ports along the coast is maybe hour and a half.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No, it was good. And the weather. Oh, Scott's got a photo. That's me on top of Cadillac Mountain, which is in Camden.
Go crazy.
Which is in Camden. They say Camden is where the mountains meet the sea. And it's mountainous from that point on up the coast, and it was a gorgeous view.
So you've got sleeves in the 70s?
Oh, and that day was in the 60s. I have not sweated, boys, in 8 days. And then this morning, I pull up my app to look at the weather, and I'm like, oh, crap, it's still set on Maine. I swear to you, I thought it was still set on Maine, and I had not reset it to Birmingham.
Yesterday felt great.
Because the high today here is 75, and I'm like, I've been living in that for a week now.
Yeah, high 78 in my neighborhood is what I saw last night when I was choosing what to wear today. Good weather.
It's a great trip. If you ever get a chance to go to Maine, fantastic. I eat lobster every way you can prepare it.
Yeah, really good. Glad you had a good time. Do you have a good time too, Lance?
Yeah, I did. Just a little golf tour. Hadn't been to Navarre in a while. I don't know if you guys ever go to Navarre. I am convinced, though, depending on what you want, because there's not a lot of waves there, it's just crystal clear, and it's almost like a lake, a crystal clear lake with not a lot of people. So I thought that was great.
Did you get by, how close is Navarre and Floribama?
I got by the Floribama. So we did one night. We caught up with Steve and Aunt Patty. We did Sunday night there, Monday Navarro, and then we headed to your favorite little spot of the earth, 30A.
Oh, I haven't been to 30A in years, but yes.
You're the only one.
It's gotten way too crowded.
You're the only one that doesn't go anymore.
Really, really good. Hey, show being brought to you by our friends at CPAP Plus right there on Highway 280. Tell us about CPAP Plus.
The O'Neill brothers back with us. If you're tired of snoring through the season, are you sleeping like the underdog? Hey, get your home sleep test today at CPAP Plus. No lab, no insurance, just $199. And guess what? Don't even have to leave the house. CPAP Plus wants to help you sleep better and sleep smarter. And this season on the next round, we're going to be doing a CPAP Plus sleeper pick, sleeper matchup that could pay off big. Go to Sleep Home Alabama. We were told about this website.
Well, don't you love the name of that website, Dunaway?
Sleep Alabama to learn more.
That's so good.
Wake up to better sleep. Sleep better on Saturdays. Again, sleephomealabama.com.
All right, so maybe a sleeper pick coming up on Thursday as the NFL exhibition continues or cranks up for most teams. Thursday, you get Colts and Ravens, NFL Network game, by the way, Bengals and Eagles, and Raiders and Seahawks, NFL Network game. All three of those are coming up on Thursday.
Just real quick on that Seahawks game, I imagine you get to see a lot of Jalen Milroe in that. They're not going to play starters more than one possession in all likelihood, one or two possessions. So if Milroe is in fact the backup, which I think he is behind Sam Darnold.
I would think that Milroe ultimately ends up being that guy. Drew Lock might be number 2 right now just because of experience.
But you'll get to your threes.
You'll at least get a half out of Milroe.
Yeah, so you'll see a lot of Milroe in that game if you want to see it.
Yeah, all that starting Thursday on a full weekend of I'm trying to check and see if there's any over-the-air games. Nothing that pops here on the ESPN app, but doesn't mean that it's exactly correct. From camps, Cleveland, according to Cleveland Insider, who covers the Browns, quarterback pecking order right now, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good luck.
How do you think they are?
I am going to go Flacco 1.
If season started today.
Joe Flacco.
I will go Kenny Pickett.
I'll go Flacco 1, Pickett 2.
I think their biggest concern right now is Pickett or Flacco to start.
Right.
And then who is going to be the guy, Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders,
use
as
the higher
our
pick,
future guy?
Use the higher pick on Dylan Gabriel. I'm going to say that's your 3. I'm going to say it goes Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel.
Cleveland Insider says Flacco is the QB1 if season started right now. Sanders is on the team, and the decision becomes whether to keep Gabriel or Pickett.
Wow.
Interesting.
So that tells me Sanders seems like he's playing better than both Pickett and Gabriel.
Yeah, or at least his potential future is. In Buffalo, everyone raving about Keon Coleman, one-time Florida State guy, right?
Yeah. Well, I transferred from Michigan State to Florida State, really showed out as a rookie as far as the deep ball, body control, high pointing, everything you want out of a long receiver like that. But he should be this year Josh Allen's go-to guy.
You mentioned Travis Hunter is working both sides of the ball. May not get to see him really do his thing until the regular season. They're saying at Jacksonville camp.
I mean, are they saying how much offense they think he'll play? Like percentage of snaps? Have you seen anything at all?
I think I read when the camp first opened that he is working 2 days offense, 1 day defense.
And which most people would read into that.
No. 2 days defense, 1 day offense.
He's working more D right now.
I got it backwards.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I mean, don't you think he can make for the kind of money you're having to pay him as a number 1 overall pick, a much bigger impact at defensive back than receiver? To me,
probably.
Yeah,
I mean, if he's a lockdown cover corner, which I don't know if he is that.
Well, I actually think he's going to be an impact player on both sides of the ball. We'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, if he is in fact
from day one, it's going to be more defensive
I would think
back.
So. Yeah. And he may not be a lockdown cover corner. I don't know. He may, they may get up there and he's a iffy corner, but he's a really good receiver. Put him at receiver.
And then 2 quarterbacks that have been hot or cold. Even though he threw 2 interceptions in the scrimmage, everyone was saying Drake May breakout year coming for New England. Then they had the scrimmage. He threw 2 interceptions. But they're like, people have bad days at camp. They really like where Drake May is right now at New England.
I think you were out when we did our biggest improvers or decliners in the NFL.
Yeah, biggest win total difference.
I had New England as one of my 5. Did you have New England?
We both had the Patriots.
Yeah. Well, there's a good chance then this team could be on the other side of that. The Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy is all over the bed.
Yeah,
right
we didn't use the Vikings, either one of us, but McCarthy's fascinating. So he sucks right now on camp is what they're saying?
Not going good. Justin Jefferson saying, patience. We got to be patient.
I mean, this guy was going to start last year.
He's going to have to be really bad for Minnesota to not be good.
Yeah.
I don't see him being that bad. But again, we never really got to see him open up. When he played for Jim Harbaugh in Michigan, winning the national championship.
You guys were gone when Luka Doncic. How do you? I'm saying his last name wrong. Luka Doncic.
Doncic.
I'll just say Luka.
Like Jokic. Think of Jokic, but go Donk.
Doncic.
There you go.
Oh, I like it. It's like a donkey itch.
Do you ever itch your donk?
So to speak. Luka Doncic, 3-year extension, now a total of $206.8 million, face of the franchise for the Lakers. And we had him on the cover of Men's Health last week on the air. His body, he spent the last 2 months not drinking, not eating gluten.
Boy, that's a lot to ask of a 25-year-old.
And he caught up. Looks really, really good.
Well, look, I mean, it helps that the Lakers have got everything at his fingertips as far as resources, being able to get him in shape. But, the significant thing about this deal, real quick, Brown, is when he got traded from Dallas, he basically forfeited his ability to have a 5-year max deal. But they're basically giving him the money that he lost on this 3-year, and then he's eligible for that 5-year max deal in 2028, which he'll ultimately get.
Do you not think that whole Men's Health thing, though, is a middle finger back to the Mavs?
100%.
Who basically said, we're trading this guy because he's unmotivated and lazy and out of shape and likes to eat. He's trying to eat his way around Dallas.
Yeah, listen, I didn't know Men's Health still existed. I'm probably still paying for a subscription that I paid for in the 90s. But last month we showed you Keelan Russell, Alabama guy on the cover,
right?
And now we got Luka on the cover. So Men's Health throwing covers out there to get us back in on that.
Your subscriptions at Birmingham will go through the roof.
Oh, this guy's still paying on a credit card he probably doesn't even know he has. We'll wrap the show up with more sports after Trash, but it's time for Trash, brought to you in part today by our buddy Alexander Shinara, trial attorneys. Man, if you're looking for a local guy who will go to fight for you, it's Alexander Shinara.
No doubt about it with Alexander Shinara. And the reason he is able to do that is because of his commitment to his core values. And that is why Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, headquartered right here in Birmingham for 24 years, that's why they've grown to 150 lawyers and growing. And they're supported by more than 500 dedicated team members and growing. Their elite trial lawyers have recovered more than $2 billion maintaining Alexander's core values. And those values are these: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime, not a cent, unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
And Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback, who is really, he's been fantastic. He's been, when he's not injured, he's great.
LT's Trash is
Amen.
presented by Bud Light.
Donald Trump, President Trump, tried to say his last name.
I got in a Shane Gillis rabbit hole over the weekend, and him talking about everybody thinks Trump knows sports and all. He catches the ball, you know.
Yes. Have you ever seen the bit? I don't know what they were doing, but it's some guy that is doing President Biden sitting next to Shane Gillis doing President Trump, and they're like doing a roast.
It's on Kill Tony.
Yeah,
Kill Tony.
My gosh, it is so funny.
Just in character the whole time.
Adam something. What is it, Scott?
It's Adam Ray.
Adam Ray?
Yeah. He's great.
That's the one that does President Biden?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he does Dr. Phil, I think.
Oh, okay. I've seen that too. So that's the same guy.
He does a really good Dr. Phil.
Yeah, he does. He is funny. No, those two, they're sitting like on a desk together and they're just roasting these guys. It is so funny.
The Fox News bit Dad from Shane Gillis. I don't know if you've ever
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Fox News dads versus Fox News moms.
Yeah. We start first, offbeat holidays in August.
All right. We're back, Jim.
This would have been yesterday. I don't know if you guys missed. August 3rd was Grab Some Nuts Day. There's no context here.
You know,
every Sunday when I'm watching NASCAR.
Really? NASCAR does that for you?
Love eating almonds. Honey roasted.
August 6th, International Hangover Day. So if you want to get after it on a Tuesday night, be prepared on Wednesday for International Hangover Day. August 7th is particularly Preposterous Packaging Day. That's a particularly preposterous packaging day.
Yeah, that's a hard one to say. I'm going to skip that day.
This is August 7th. August 10th, National Duran Duran Appreciation Day. I do appreciate
like them,
Duran
don't you?
Duran. Yeah, I'm a
you like
fan.
them, Jim? Are you hungry like a wolf?
George Michaels and
No.
Wham?
No.
Simon Le Bon.
Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, sure, I like Hungry Like a Wolf. So far, this is the worst month of these days.
Yeah.
You're not
August.
wrong. Huh?
You're not wrong.
I mean, I'm serious. I mean, we've had particularly premier practical packaging.
Yes.
Grab Your Nuts Day and Duran Duran.
Not over yet. August 13th. Shout out to Tua again. Left-Handers Day.
That's right. One of the best left-handed quarterbacks in NFL history.
August 15th is I Love Cowboys and Cowgirls Day. Also August 15th, No SpongeBob Day. August 23rd, Cuban Sandwich Day. I've never been a big fan of the Cuban sandwich just because of the bread.
I like the Cuban. You're right. The bread's the worst part of the Cuban
Because it's so hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah, but if you get a,
Is that French bread?
I guess you would call it that. Yeah, like almost like a baguette.
I got a pub sub on Saturday. I'm a big fan of the pub sub.
Yeah, depending on which kind you get. Yeah. Now it takes them a minute to make them. They are not the fastest. They're not freaky fast.
No. It takes, just have your patience ready because it will try you. But they gave me some kind of baguette, and it just beat my mouth to hell and back.
Yeah. I would tell you that to recommend, I mean, not that they're a sponsor, but you can order online and have it waiting on you when you get there.
Yeah, most of the time when I do one of those, it's spur of the moment. I don't think
I do
ahead.
too. And I like telling them, hey, look, this is kind of where I want to go on that.
Yeah.
August 27th, World Rock, Paper, Scissors Day.
I haven't played that in a while. I don't know if I'm good at it or not. Jim, let's go real quick. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. I was going to go scissors, so I would have won.
Yeah.
I didn't say shoot.
August 28th, Crackers Over the Keyboard Day. It's disgusting.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. And then finally, August 30th is Frankenstein Day and Slinky Day. Yeah, I kind of agree. August is weak when it comes to these offbeat holidays.
Not great.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Slinky either. That was a very overrated
I mean, we had no peanut butter jelly sandwich anything, no chili, no
Yep.
No nachos.
But don't let this discourage you. We like that part of the trash there, Tyler. So let's do this again in September.
And we do.
I know you love them.
I do.
Very
much.
And we love August because football returns
I
in
know.
August.
That's the best holiday in August is the start of college football.
I went to like 4 or 5 different sites for offbeat holidays in August, and
they all sucked.
Yeah, this is what I could grab.
I mean, they're unique.
Yeah.
Police officers reported that a pair of serial thieves' getaway vehicle was a brown scooter, according to records. Surveillance video helped police officers identify and arrest Pierre Vattel and Maria Russi on Wednesday. On Thursday, Miami-Dade County Corrections booked Russi, 48 years old, and Vattel, 32, at the correctional center. Their latest heist was Wednesday night at the Walgreens. According to a police report, Walgreens estimated they had stolen about $400 in bottles of liquor. Now,
it's really not that much liquor, though. $400, right?
I mean,
depending on what level you're buying.
Yeah, I mean, like
if you're buying Boone's Farm.
If you're just buying, average, and again, in Florida, you can actually buy liquor in the grocery store or the Walgreens.
Right.
You're probably getting average about 8 to 10 average bottles.
Yeah. Of course, on a scooter like that, they don't have much cargo space. So.
Unique story here.
Girl or guy on the left?
I believe that's going to be a gentleman.
On the left?
Yeah, with long hair.
I think that's Maria.
Yeah.
Or whatever her name was.
I'm going to stand by my comment.
I think this is Coolio and Eddie Van Halen.
I was going to say.
And both have come back from the dead, and they're now robbing Walgreens in Florida.
Apparently.
I was going to say Mark Wahlberg in that movie where he was the rock star singer.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
it
it's
is. That's a
actually
good
called
call,
Rockstar.
Jim. Smuff says apparently they've been spending most of their lives scooting around a gangster's paradise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is a unique story. Nothing like good old-fashioned Nickelback sing-along to launch search and rescue crews into action. Now, on Thursday evening, the Central Search and Rescue Crew were out training when they received reports of someone yelling for help near the boulder fields. Now, 2 hikers had contacted 911 after hearing what sounded like, quote, repeated cries. Crew immediately switched from training to rescue mode. First members of the crew who arrived at the boulder fields could hear, quote, faint yelling, but they couldn't make out what was being said. Now, the crew had split into 2 teams, was prepping to search the woods and the forest roads when team members found the source of the yelling. It was a man camping alone who had been belting out Nickelback's greatest hits.
Yeah. Who are we searching for? I don't know. We need a photograph.
Now, the camper was singing his heart out into the trees, blissfully unaware that the acoustics of the boulder fields had turned his tent-side concert into an accidental distress signal.
What the hell is on Joey's head?
The rhyming in that song, I don't hate the song, but there is some cheesy rhyming in that song.
Which one? Rockstar?
Photograph.
I mean, all of them. But, I mean, Nickelback,
they still make money.
They do. And there's been a resurgence with Nickelback, too.
Brownie, what do you mean? Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head?
Yeah. It's like they were like, we got to rhyme every other line. We can't get around it. So y'all give me some stuff that rhymes with this.
Criminal records say I broke in twice. I must have done it half a dozen times.
Yeah. Well, that didn't really rhyme.
They didn't.
So this one's local. Find this interesting. Golden Rule Barbecue.
By the way, Tyler did something that was local last week, and I went, and I forgot nobody was here when we did that. Taylor was like, what are you doing? And Tyler was like, what are you doing? And I was like, Rockstar, when it was local, Rockstar used to make a much better horn sound.
Golden Rule Barbecue, which I didn't realize, Alabama's oldest barbecue restaurant.
I can believe that.
Love their sauce.
Will attempt to set a world record next weekend for the most pulled pork sandwiches sold in 8 hours.
That's a dang good-looking sandwich right there. I don't know if that's legit.
Now, the restaurant, which started its first franchise in 1891, did not realize that, will attempt to break the Guinness World Record during its popular 95-cent sandwich event at its Irondale location.
Is that the only one local left?
It may be.
The only one. I checked today because I want to help them market this if they want to. Kicks off at 10:30 a.m. this Saturday with a goal to serve 5,000 pulled pork sandwiches by 6:30. If you're going to do this, why charge 95 cents? Why not charge a dime and just go on and lose the money if you really want to break the record? I mean, is 95 cents going to get you out of bed to go pick up a barbecue sandwich?
From Golden Rule, I would do it. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, 95 cents. I'll give them $1, tell them keep the change.
I will tell you,
I'll get 2.
Yeah.
Where the Golden Rule used to be, close to us, Some local guy bought it, I guess.
Are you talking about over in Hoover?
Yeah, on 31.
I hear they've got a tremendous burger. I haven't been in there since that guy bought it.
I go by
Is
there.
it good?
I go by there once every 2 weeks.
Do you really?
Burger, that sandwich there.
Yeah.
They do a dessert that is.
But what's the name of the place?
I can't remember the name of it.
It's a guy's name.
Golden Rule for me.
Yeah, it's the old Golden Rule in Hoover.
Yeah, it's a great
Chad
looking
is
building.
saying it's called Archie's.
Okay, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
And they have those fried apple pies or chocolate pies that deep fry them,
Yeah.
But they're shaped like a triangle, not like the ones that.
It's like a turnover.
Yeah. And they throw that down hot in a huge scoop of vanilla ice cream, and the fries.
Yeah, I heard it's a good burger.
Now, here's what's interesting, because I wanted to break that all the most bars in 24 hours. We had the whole thing mapped out.
Right.
But to get Guinness in, I forgot what the number was. Was it $30,000?
I think it was $32,000 they were going to charge us.
So they're bringing a certified Guinness World Record judge on site to verify the results, according to Golden Rule Director of Marketing Daniel Harp.
What's up, Harp?
Do you think they paid that kind of money?
No, there's no way. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. They're trying to sell 8,000 barbecue sandwiches, but they're charging 95 cents. So you already know their revenue that day is going to be $8,000 on sandwiches, which is probably going to lose money based on how much they're having to pay for the bread and the meat and the sauce and the labor and
and I don't know how you would have 30,000
hopefully the marketing
to do that though. But how does Guinness pick and choose what they want to do?
Smuff. Oh no, wait a minute. Hang on. Rusty says, is there a cutoff on how many you can buy? Like if it's 95 cents a sandwich?
No.
I mean,
their goal is to serve 5,000. Unlike Bristol, they'll probably be prepared for this.
I would hope.
So if I roll in and buy 100,
you've helped them towards their goal, and you've got $100 worth of sandwiches.
But to me,
then I can turn around and on the corner sell them for $2 each for the people who are waiting in line.
Businessman.
I don't think Guinness is just going to show up though. They had to pay Guinness because is this really a interesting the most barbecue pork sandwiches sold in the day?
Could the city of Irondale have
possibly
chipped in?
But then if I've got a business in Irondale, I'm like, what about us?
Yeah, I want to sell a bunch of sandwiches too.
You go for a world record. And we'll chip in for you too.
But I would say this: you do sales. We just did 4 minutes talking about them.
That's a good point.
What was that valued at? Got to throw that into the total. And if they're doing that on Fox 6 today, and ABC 33, 40, and 13,
a local barbecue restaurant.
Or Harper's sitting back going, "I told you, boys. Yeah. I told you."
Now you know
that's free
because you worked in TV. You know how much they love a good live shot, right? And the live shot of them assembling the sandwiches. You'll have.
Oh, and you know what I did if I was Harp's position?
What's that?
I walked in today at their meeting at 8:30 at ABC 33, 40. And I set down a 12-pack of these barbecue sandwiches.
That's
and
right.
I said, hey, here's what we're doing Saturday. And I walked over to Fox 6 with 12
and
more.
He can, for the right price, he can bring them right here on Set Friday.
I could see Jonathan Hardison teeing it up. Let's go out to.
I've already got Bo reaching out to him this morning.
Let's go to Brittany Jones.
Yeah.
Who's at the Irondale Golden Rule. Brittany, you appear to have your mouth full.
Hey, Jonathan, I don't want to talk my mouth full, but this Golden Rule barbecue is so good right now. And this is just one of 8,000 they're hoping to sell
I've
here.
seen it a million times.
Roll the tape, guys.
Yeah.
Scott Forrest, our photographer, was back in the pit earlier today showing them rolling it over.
Oh, Brittany, thank you. Now, that stunt's going to be nothing without good weather. James, how's it looking for him over there? I mean, it'll be the whole newscast.
A little smoky.
Tyler, I hope you've got a picture for the next one. Production of Romeo and Juliet in Estonia uses a cast of vehicles to tell Shakespeare's story of star-crossed lovers, with a red Ford pickup taking on the role of Juliet while her Romeo is a rally truck.
I thought for a second this was just Brian Kelly getting ready for practice.
Now, according to a Spectator, quote, I must say, I came into it expecting it to be really silly, but it was really good. I really liked it. Disused limestone quarry in the Estonia countryside is the backdrop of more than a dozen vehicles, including city buses, fire engines, a lorry, a cement truck with hearts painted on it, drive around in front of a makeshift viewer stands. 2 excavators wave their mechanical arms at each other, putting on basically the recreation of the fatal sword fight.
If I had to either watch a real Romeo and Juliet or this one, I'd pick this one.
But would you know what the hell's going on?
No, but I don't know what's going on in the other one either.
I bet somebody's acting the lines out.
It says the production Romeo and Juliet, which continues until Sunday, is without dialogue, although it is accompanied by fireworks music, including the track Love Fool by the Cardigans. So there you go.
I bet it's shorter than the one they do in a theater.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be even better.
Got to be.
And that is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. And don't forget, you can get a good ice-cold Bud Light today with Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken in Alabaster. They bring you the final hour of the show every day. Fantastic fried chicken that is brined overnight and cooked to order with all the great homemade sides and desserts. Champy's right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster, a great dine-in experience for food and drink, but also easy-to-go orders. Just order at champyschicken.com and pick them up in their easy drive-thru window. Don't forget the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster for all your tailgate needs this season. Tomorrow night, debut on Netflix, Any Given Saturday. The SEC football like you've never seen before is the promo. Behind the scenes. So I would imagine the first week of camp behind the scenes. It's not one specific team, right? It's all 16 teams, from what I understand.
I thought 3 opted out.
Okay, so somebody opted out?
I think that's right. Let me double check on that.
Yeah, I just think this is a lot of the on-campus, the school behind-the-scenes social media people and videographers and stuff that give us so much great all access. I think they're in on this, but maybe I'm wrong about this. Are you guys in? Are you going to watch this?
It's real quick, 10 of the 16. LSU, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Vandy. I just got to say off the top of my head.
No Bama?
No Bama. No Georgia. Shocker. Too many low-level teams in there.
Yeah,
to interest me.
No Bama?
No Bama. Mm-mm.
Auburn in there?
Yeah, Auburn's in there. I mean, I'll give it a try. It's probably... You know, what I like about Hard Knocks is just the gritty honesty of it. Like, they're breaking down a player like this Lance Taylor guy. We got to cut him. He can't play for us. I don't think you're going to get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the business of it. Now, it might be more interesting with NIL and how that's included on this, if it is.
I wonder if we get the personalities, because you end up falling in love at least with one player every Hard Knocks on HBO.
Yeah, you end up pulling for that guy, and then you watch him in the season.
That guy babysits, the neighbor's kids on off days.
Just to make ends meet.
Yeah. All right. Any Given Saturday. Tomorrow night or tomorrow, streaming on Netflix. Old Man, It's Not a Certain Time. It comes on all day on your streaming service. What time does it start, Tyler? All right, that's the show. We're back with you tomorrow. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.